A man can't opt out of parenthood. If you got where they say it takes two, but it takes one to make that decision.
Her body, her
That's
choice.
but yeah, okay, but it wouldn't it be my money, my choice?
You had a choice to put a condom on. Once you
She had
entered
a
into that contract
she
and
had a choice, bro.
you let your seed go all up in it, you don't have too many choices after that. Now it's her property. Possession's what, 9/10 of the law?
And that's fine. That's fine. But once she have her property, is it right that she can force me to pay for it then?
No, that's not right.
Exactly. So if by in turn she could opt out with no goddamn repercussions, but a man
Right.
can't opt out whether he wants to or not. And by definition, that is unfair.
Yeah, but by definition, I mean, by definition of reality, why would I care? I'm trying to get the advantage. So
Yeah,
We
yeah,
that's
no,
what it is.
here's the thing. We had too many sympathetic and empathetic men that allowed us to put laws in place that riled us into control and still left levity and leverage to the women that we're trying to protect.
I'm not trying to
Think about
protect
that.
her, but yeah,
But I'm just saying
because
society as a whole. Yeah.
yeah. I just wanted to make that clear because I don't
Mhm.
believe in that. I don't believe that as a whole. Society can do whatever they want. That's why they're mostly broke and busted and disgusted. But for as far as how I run my life and I allocate it, I don't believe in that neither because that doesn't make any sense. I protect the general, not the troops.
absolutely. Hey, right now, I just get what you're saying. Believe it or not, I called him that a while ago. I got hundreds of lives up, so it'll be hard for me to find it. But we'll just have to once this AI gets super advanced, we could probably put them against each other and say who said it first. But yeah. So here's the thing. Here's the thing because I almost see where that's going. But so a woman could choose to have unprotected sex, but with no repercussions. But a man, if he chooses to have unprotected sex, it got to come with repercussions. Am I wrong in looking at it that way, Ronan?
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay, now with that being said, is that right?
Again, you as a man have a choice. Now, once
Hmm.
you release, your choices are starting to become limited. What's your best control? Don't do it. Protect yourself. Hell, if you that worried about it and you shooting at the club, have her sign an agreement. If
She can
she
say
by
she
chance
signed that
gets
agreement under
pregnant,
duress, though, sir.
hey, you can decide that
Shout
in
out
a
to
legal
Black
court.
Manosphere. What's up, good brother? How you living?
I'm all right, bro. How you?
Man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yes,
I still
indeed.
believe
Peace
in
to the brothers.
blessings.
Peace to the brothers.
That's a
Salute, salute.
fact. That's a fact. But what's your standpoint on the conversation of tonight, my good brother?
I didn't want to cut the brothers build off. I'm just getting in. Just seeing the title. Are men and women equal? I don't see them as equal. I would have to see some examples of where they're equal at, but I don't look at men and women as equal. I look at them as two halves that have to come together to produce a whole. So.
Mm, okay, okay. I mean that's an actual decent narrative, but when we're talking about rights and stuff in America, when we're talking about rights and stuff in America, do women have the same amount of rights as men do?
I wouldn't think so. I think men give the rights and, create, the civilizations and all the tenements of it. So whatever is given, it's given because man and because man okayed it and because it's prosperous for man's life and what he's trying to do in life. And I don't think it's even though. I don't think women have just as much as amount of rights as men, or I don't think anything is even.
Okay,
Can you
so
give me an example of
go
what they
ahead.
don't have that we do have?
Say that again, brother.
Can you give me an example of what women don't have access to that we have access to currently?
That's what I'm saying. I don't see. Well, I mean, they have access to money. They can go spend their money where they want to spend it at. I mean, that's the primary access to things. Other than that, it's an inside job. But no, I would need some examples.
That's kind of fictitious, and
Uh,
I'll tell you why. Like a real life example is like the very first one that I have, and I have more, but just one that everybody can agree on. And if you don't agree on it, you could just admit that you're biased. But women can opt out of pregnancy. Women can opt out of parenthood, but men can't in America. So we're talking along
mm.
those lines. Men can opt out of, like Rona say, once you release your seed, even though the egg that's supposed to be guarded, she have the same responsibility. But once you release your seed, it's in her hands from then on out.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That
Well,
is
by
true.
that
But they do
definition,
they do say mama's baby, papa's maybe, and women primarily take care of the kids more. So I don't, but I get what you're saying.
well, actually, like this parental stuff is you, and I urge you guys to look into that. Um, all of this like motherly instinct and shit, it's something new, bro. And I'll tell you why. The whole reason why high school was invented. Do you know why high school was invented? Why high school is a thing?
No, explain.
Because back then, back in the day, especially in American history, you can look it up. After eighth grade, which is middle school or whatever, seventh or eighth grade, people would go on to help their family in the field, to go on and do stuff to help feed the family. But in American history, it was so many kids that was running the streets due to no parents covering them, looking after them, or controlling them. They had to think of something for them to do, somewhere for them to be, so they could be not in the streets causing chaos, i.e., high school.
Mm. So it's not really needed. It was just
Oh, it
it
was
was
needed.
just it was
No, it was needed, but it wasn't necessary for education. Because once again, because back then, after the seventh or eighth grade, people would go on to hit. Because you got to keep in mind, before all of this stuff was given to us, every hand in the house that could help would help. Even to this day, you could go down south and see 7 and 8 year olds out there, goddamn it, moving lumber around, helping their father, or moving, helping, picking up horse manure and stuff like that. Kids go to work back down south, and back in the day, that was an extra hand around the house. We didn't have time to feed. We didn't have the access to feed you, and you not goddamn it kick in.
right. And we also had bigger families then too. And I think we're more in a sophisticated time now. I think we scale down on everything so that we can afford things more. And education, money, and things of high status, high value, high worth are everything.
So, and also with
So
that being said, let me ask you, do you think it's a better thing that our families are smaller than they once were?
no, I believe the family is the key link to human life and the sustenance of human life. So family over everything. Um, is my take on that. I think we should be having larger family. I think we lose out, but because of the lifestyle and the way we live today, we don't live like we don't live like yesteryear.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole purpose of having bigger families back then is because of attrition. Medical science wasn't where it was, and like you were alluding to, work in the fields and doing work for the family in order for them to get ahead, you had to have so many children because some of them were going to die from illness, some were going to die from some type of accident while they were working out in the field. They knew through attrition they were going to lose so many people within their own family, so they had more kids in the family to handle the size of the land and everything else that they were dealing with or trying to work.
All right.
And then education comes in so that those children can spread out. The whole thing is when you do that and you educate your child, because each parent wants what? Their child to do better than they did, right? So since they couldn't go to the field because maybe your parents grew up, they were sharecroppers, your great-great-grandparents, well, they want you to go get an education so you can go and live outside or in a better situation than they grew up in and then they had to live in. Nobody wants to force their child to work the land. There has to be a love for wanting to work the land. You get what I'm saying? Everybody ain't born with a green thumb and want to work the land. So after they caught on to that education, now all of a sudden now they're working in the cities. They're working in major metropolises where they're making a lot more money, and they're not able to go back and help work that land as much.
Yeah.
But again, modern science, technology, you got tractors now. You don't need that many kids to work the land. You know, so as education came up, modern conveniences came up. You didn't need that many children in the household to work the land because you had technology and mechanics in order to help work that land just more efficiently with less people. This is why families started to draw down as much, because people were living longer. There wasn't so many incidences of illnesses and people dying off so quickly because of whatever. Everything's documented now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would definitely agree with
I
that.
agree.
But there's
Yeah.
caveats to everything. And then let's not forget, like, let's just say it was back then. It was the well-to-do people that was educated. You know what I mean? Because their parents had money for them to further their education.
I don't
But
agree with that. I'll push back on that. But go
sure,
ahead
go
and finish.
ahead.
The
No,
reason I'm saying
because
that is
okay, go ahead.
there's so many people, and especially in our community, we've invented a lot of things without proper schooling. It's what education is all about being able to acquire information and actually assimilate it into your life and understand how to apply it. What college does is prove that you can read something, retain it, and then take a test to prove that you know what they're trying to teach you.
Hmm.
But before there was a college, people were still retaining knowledge. People still had the ability to read a book, comprehend what it was trying to tell them to do or teach them, and apply it in real life. That's all school is proving you know how to sit in a classroom, listen to information, take a test to prove that you learned it, and now you can apply it to whatever job function you want to apply it to. But people were doing that way before there was colleges established, or we wouldn't have the
Well,
inventions. We wouldn't have the inventions we have. A lot of the people that
okay.
like the cotton gin and all these other places, these things were invented way before there were major colleges.
Well, okay. Well, I allow me to push back on your pushback, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. First off, colleges predate America. Let's just keep that. They say Mata Musa used to build college. I mean, they was universities. A college is
Mhm.
just a collection of people that is pursuing higher learning. So Mata Musa used to build colleges. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So college has been around for a long time. Also, even to dig deeper on what we were saying earlier, when you became older than eighth grade, seventh grade, and stuff like that, guess what? That's when you hit your growth spurt. You start to eat more and stuff like that. If you didn't bring anything to the family and you've taken more out of it, a poor family's gonna need your help. Second of all, when you was just talking about, well, I guess that'll be third of all, when you were saying that people didn't need college because
Mhm.
so many things came from this, that, and the third. But I would implore you to where that saying come from. Um, uh, um, Necessity is the mother of all inventions. They invent
Mhm.
things out of necessity. Oh, I could build a machine that could do what I'm doing better. It didn't come from a actual education. It's become from a need of it. You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense, that's
But
where
that
that come
need
from.
gives you a desire to want to go learn and how to make it easier. So then you have a desire yourself to go and seek that information. All you need is access to the proper information to go and weed through what you need to apply to what you're trying to resolve or solve or make easier. You get what
Hmm.
I'm saying? That's an analytical way of breaking down what are the steps in order for me to make this thing better. Okay, I need access to information so I understand mechanics. I need access to information so I can understand how to
How do they get
metallurgy. How
access
do
to
I
that
build all these
information?
things? Libraries.
Okay. For sure, for sure. But at the same time, like say, even today's saying that I'm sure it's been a while from for a long time, they say done is better than perfect. Because if you're waiting on perfect, you'll never be done. So you
Right.
build something, you build it, see how it works, and you improve on it from there. That's why we got the straw, which the man made a lot of money, but guess who also made a lot of money? The man that made the straw bend, because it is a upgrade to the straw, the bending straw. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's built and then it's refined and made better.
I understand that, but we still are on the point of, did we absolutely need colleges, or could people learn on their own? That's where we were when we started to
Okay.
spend.
We've always
Well, for
learned on
sure.
our own. We always had to improvise. Our
Correct.
way of life. All throughout
Mhm.
life, we had
So
to improvise, and it would cause us.
the reason I preface it that way is because of the fact that if you have the desire to learn something, you're going to learn it.
That's a fact.
Right, our
Um,
desires was to rise up in this white man's world, right, where education be on his levels of owning, operating, and we sought that through education, and that was the vehicle that was used.
mhm.
So,
Well, it was really to
being
prove
able to
ourselves that we
retain
were just
information and be able to
yeah.
go through school and testing and everything is the proving grounds, before we hand you this degree and
That's
let
the
you
word
go
right there.
out here and prove that you know what you're doing. But we've always made it around, with the degree or with not without. We've always improvised and hustled and did what we had to do.
Mhm.
And that was the point, proving grounds. We
Yeah,
were
for
trying to
sure.
prove to we were trying to prove to our betters, which were YT people at the time, right, that we could do as much, if not more, and we could learn as much, if not more, than them. We can apply ourselves to do the same things as them. We were always in a proving ground situation since we've been here. And to the point that they even knew we could. They were the ones that were browbeating us to make us feel less than.
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure. And they still
add,
do it
I
to this
would add,
day. Go ahead.
again, this is just my perspective. Everybody else has their own. I don't, for me at least, just go out here and compete. Like, that's it. That's always a constant throughout the world. And I don't think it's like these people or that people. It's just people, period. You in Africa, they're gonna do the same thing to you. So, it's just a people thing. People compete in the world, global as it may be, and you just get the results. Period. And that's it. End of story.
I hear what you're saying. I never felt in competition like I got to be like the white man or I got to be like this guy. That I wanted to be good and at a thing just because I wanted to be good at it and be known for being good at it. And now I would put the time and effort into that thing that I wanted to be good at. But I didn't feel once you get out of school and out, everything is about you and what you're trying to accomplish, and it's more about you. It's not. I didn't feel in competition with white man or trying to reach what he has and get to where he's got. I never felt that person or trying
I'm
to
just I
compete
was
with
just
him.
that I was in competition with everybody. Black man,
Well, yeah, yeah.
white man,
I,
any man, woman. I'm just in competition with people because people are in competition with me. And
that's
so
a
there
fact.
is no arbitrary line where it becomes like, oh, we're black, so it's no longer competition. It's competition, period. And
Yeah.
so I'm not really looking at a specific group. I'm just looking at how do I be in the top group because the top group tends to be diversified, especially in America. It's the only place on the planet that is so well diversified with many people from different backgrounds that end up at the top. So at the end of the day, you couldn't be in any better place in the galaxy besides America if you wanted to be any other sort of person who wanted to get up to the top, depending on their performance. And so
Right.
that's where I just see it as. It's not necessarily, I mean, I was cultured to believe that narrative, but after I just started to look at it face value, I was just like, okay. And I decided to build my own narrative. Now, mine could be false and the other one could be right, but either way, I choose to live this life and look at the world through this lens
Right.
because I
Well,
find
can I ask
fallacy in
what is
all
the top?
groups.
Can I ask what is the top, or what is the top to you, or
That's a
Well, financial
perception.
for me, and then followed by financial is also, I got shout outs to team or our team. It's money, energy, attention, and time. So not only do I look at the good return on my money in something specifically, and do I have a lot of money to be free? Be free of what? energy, attention, and time? Do I control my own energy, attention, and time? And that spells freedom papers for me. That's just my utopia. That's my Garden of Eden and how I develop as a character across the board. But somebody else's metrics might be different. How many kids do I have? How long have I been married? And that's their own path, each his own. And then that's how they're going to actually live their life. I have zero to comment about that. But that's just what I use to measure my life as a high quality life. And the top. So shout outs to Elon. He's richer than me, but I believe I'm richer than Elon because I have more time. I have a time rich, unlike Elon, you know? And that's because he believes in what he believes and he wants to work those hours. But I believe also in living my life. And so that I'm not shaming what he's doing. I'm just saying I choose to live different and I feel like I'm richer because of that.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
everybody has their own trade-offs, and culturally in society globally even has their own trade-offs. That's why I could be here in the Philippines and somebody barely making $300 to $500 a month, and our money is way happier than somebody living in the United States that might be making six figures. It's
No,
all a
that's a fact.
perception on what makes you happy. Some people put their value and happy in their family and then their family thriving in the way they thrive, whether that be on a farm, whether that be up in the mountains, doing whatever, or whether that be in corporate America and them making $1 million to support their family. Everybody has a different perception of success. Even when I worked in the financial area, I used to ask my clients, when's enough enough? What's your number? Some had a number. Some never had a number.
Oh,
You
and
know?
that was what I wanted to say too, as far as I add to what Rhoda was just saying. It was like, am I complaining about my life or am I living my best life? And if I'm living my best life, then I believe that's success. If you ask me like, hey bro, where would you want to live in the world if you could live anywhere? I'm living there. Or what would you drive? I'm driving it. Or what would you do? What would your day look like? I'm doing it. So I'm basically in peace and in line with the best quality of life that I want for myself. Now, if you're any other variation where you don't have that, then I think that's when I could say the path is not quote unquote unsuccessful, but you're building upon it, or you're unsuccessful, or any other mix of that. But for me, that's what it is. So if somebody says, bro, I want to be in America making this much and with 2 kids and a wife, and they got that, and that's their ultimate life, then they win. They're like, hey, ain't got nothing to complain about. Life is good. But if you're like, hey, I don't have my best life and I'm not living in it and I'm not happy within myself in the way I'm living my life, then maybe you have some work to do towards your success road.
Agreed.
Maybe.
Agreed.
No
No,
doubt.
and I agree with that. Happiness and freedom looks different to different people. I agree with that. Black Manosphere, you was about to say something?
So, go ahead, go. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, no, I was just yeah, like, freedom for all, and whatever, your pursuit is your pursuit of happiness. Some, me personally, I wasn't always a person that could handle a lot of dictating to myself. Like, I needed to get out and get on my own and discover who I am and how I'm going to get it on my own. I couldn't be in school for too long, and you know what I'm saying, I'm one of those kids who's looking out the window. I got other things on my mind. You know what I mean? I need to know what works for me immediately. You know what I mean? And be on that trail. So, I guess, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, and I wanted to tie it back to the women or whatever. And so that's why I see the landscape is just plain for me. It's equal across the board. There's no narrative in my head anymore about us being different and all this because, when I tend to look at women, there's many different archetypes. Which women you want to talk about? Shoot, the Queen of England deleted more people in the world than any male leader. So, I mean, like, what are we talking about? There could be many, women can have different types of operandi, how they move throughout the world and how they see the world. There's some women that are ambitious that looks for a guy who might be submissive. I know that's not as much, but still, that is a real reality of a lot of women's experiences. And so I don't judge. It's just at the end of the day, we all humans, and all that gender stuff is just like, for me, I'm not on it anymore because it just doesn't do me any service. The moment I believe in that, then I believe in a disadvantage. I'd rather just make it equal across the board, make me move a little bit easier, and deal with people on their merit and who they are as a character, and
Well,
what
I
deals
get
they
that.
want to arrange.
I get that,
Yeah,
and
I
I
agree
and
with
I
that.
agree to a certain extent. But biology speaking in biology terms, men or women are inherently different. There's no way that like we can't disagree on that. Biology, when we're speaking of biology, women and men are different. Point blank period.
Yeah,
And
my
women are better at some things and men are better at some things.
like, what would that be?
Well, from my understanding, have there ever been a woman Navy SEAL?
No, not a
No.
Navy SEAL that I'm aware of. There's not many
One.
men who are Navy SEAls, but yeah, I get it.
Um, are there
Not
all
black
women
men.
fire departments?
No,
I've heard of
maybe
one
there's
that
some.
had a lot of women, but not all. I heard of
Yeah, but
one
what?
fire
But it's
But
not.
how
department
does this
Navy.
translate? How does
Go
this
ahead.
translate into how we interact with each other? Okay, there's male fighter fighters. Uh-huh.
No, it translates because you're saying like, I'm just responding to like say, we're all equal from your standpoint because I guess of certain things or whatever. But I'm pointing out just through biology, we're not equal. We're not the same, which is to say that it's some jobs that'll be better suited for this person, and it's some jobs that'll be better suited, and that's even within the
Yeah, I
main
get that.
realm. That's even
I,
within the main realm. Like say, I'm
yeah, of
sure
course.
Ronin's job in the service will be different than your job in the service. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what I'm just trying to say is not that, like, first of all, women can try, right? And if they don't meet the standard, then they don't custom mustard, and it is what it is. Maybe they'll change the requirements, maybe they don't. That's men who change them anyway, so that's up to them. They usually gonna lower the standards because they want it to happen. Okay, that's their choice. I'm not saying nothing about that neither. I just
Changing the
don't care.
requirements is different than lowering the requirements,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, lowering it. They might lower it. Yeah,
Yeah, for
okay,
sure.
but men do it.
They
They
have
have the power. They
quotas, right?
control it. They lower it.
Yeah, they
Right.
They
They have
definitely
lowered it.
before for sure.
And
They
then
have
plus in
quotas like we
Israel,
want a
all the
certain
women
amount of
do.
Asians, we want a certain amount of women, we want a certain amount of, and you know what I'm saying? We want quotas and things that we how we want this to present.
Well, you're
Well,
talking about
at
far as
least not the
companies
Asian
and
and all
things
that
like that.
stuff.
Yeah,
I
you're
Not
mean,
saying
well,
Asians
as
all
far
that
as
stuff.
affirmative
They should have
companies.
action.
lowered it.
Affirmative action is about, this is not just going to one person. Everybody can do the job, or everybody's eligible for it.
Yeah, it's supposed to make
Yeah.
the playing field even, but I'm just talking about just like across the board. You know what I mean? And like you say, they're like pertaining to what OTO just said, women they could go out to be a Navy SEAL, but and we don't know if they have, but thus far no woman has ever been a Navy SEAL.
Well, we don't require women to do physical jobs. The physical world is man's. We want women doing soft things and doing things like a secretary aiding us. Making sure the paperwork is right, making sure all the things is, all the corners and everything is smoothed out so that the operation goes well. We usually want, it's women. My point is, men are not complaining about things unequal, equal or unequal between men. We don't have the complaints. Women are trying to be like men, so they're competing with us. They're bringing up the arguments. They're making all the fuss. Like, we're not trying to take their jobs or be like women or do what they do. They're trying to be like us. They want power in the world. They want to be sitting at the head of the class and the tables and dictating what's going on like men. So
Well, here's the thing. This is my only pushback on that. And that's kind of a little tiring, and I'll tell you why. Majority of men want those spots that they goddamn they're fighting for. You're talking about 1% spot where the creme de la creme on the
Yeah.
0.01% get those spots. We don't see them talking about, oh, we need just as many women plumbers as we have male plumbers. They not talking about that. We need just as many
But see,
women roofers.
that,
Go ahead.
but Charlie, that's where they're smart. So I'm not knocking them. It's just a smart hustle. Like, you know what I'm saying? If men dumb enough to fall for it, hook, line, and sinker, then you dumb enough to fall for it. That is a good observation, though. Yeah, they're not fighting to be like brick masons. Like, they're not fighting to be the average plumber. They're fighting for, C-suite executive and CEO and leadership positions. And that's
Correct.
smart. I'm not going to knock them. If y'all dumb enough to give it to them because you believe in whatever ideology they're pandering to you, and you have an internal "I want to cape for women" device in you that they're going to leverage to their advantage, then so be it. Remember, you were the one who were enculturated to protect women and serve women and children, not the other way around. So
Yeah.
you're going to do that. When you get power, you're going to say, how do I protect and how do I help women? Even if they stand up and say, I want to be a leader, you'll be dumb enough to do it. But if I stand up and say, let me be a leader, Ronan, let me be the CEO just because I'm a man and I want it, you're going to be like, shut up. Where's your resume? Where's your merit at? Hell nah, get up out of here.
Right.
It's a competitive world. Fight me, win the battle, and then maybe. But, you know, if I'm smart enough to convince Ronan of something else and he gives me the position like an idiot, then, you know.
Yeah,
And
no,
that's
that's a fantastic
that's
point.
where
That's a
and
fantastic
that's why I said earlier, we boxed ourselves in with these laws that we've had passed with these simps and these empathetic men and women that were also elected into these laws that kind of boxed us into there's no going back. You do one thing, you're damned if you do it that way. You do another thing, you're damned if you do it that way too. You're offending them either way. And they got you there. That's where their leverage comes in the strongest.
Who we worried about offending?
It's
Women.
brothers are not worried about offending anybody. It's the way the laws are written that makes it offensive.
That's a
Between
fact.
feminism and affirmative action and all these other laws that were put into place, they have the perfect storm where they have all the advantages and no downside, where we don't have as many advantages and all the downside. Society is basically built around women. We have fire departments, we have plumbers, we have everything that a woman would need to establish herself. That's why they say they're independent women, because they don't need a man, because there's other organizations that replace you. Even down to not even needing a man in the house, because you got zaddy government that will send them a check.
Every month.
But smart girls.
Yeah.
And you can't blame them for that. So I guess with that being
Yeah.
said, the men are to blame for that then, right?
Partially, yeah. You change the laws for their effect
Right.
because of whatever situation. One situation after another situation begot another situation, and sooner or later you're going to box yourself with all these laws and rules that men can't function as men without fearing the repercussion of the law that you put in place to protect that woman.
That's a
But
fact.
I would often say, like, yeah, you could say men, but I often just take myself out of it because I ain't do nothing about that. Like, you know, I didn't have no contributing factor. So am I going to really try to, you know, tag it onto me? You know, like I just try not to make sure I do that. But yes, at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, most of them were suckers for the punani, and it is
Right.
what it is. I mean,
Now, yeah,
but
now
but,
that the
but men
situation's
and
set
other
up, now you
cultures.
just
Oh,
have
go
to
ahead, go
work
ahead, Ron.
around the rules. Now that the situation's set up, now you just have to learn how to exploit the rules for your own benefit.
And you can't
You know,
blame them
That's
for
it.
doing that. That's just like with the
That's
Joy
it.
Taylor thing. They asked me my thing about that. I said she was smart enough. If she had the brains and the body enough to use it to get up the ladder, how can you be mad at her? You be mad at the dudes that it worked on. You see what I'm saying? Oh, she got those big brown cans and stuff like that. Yeah, but you don't
And look,
have to
don't even be mad
fall.
at the dudes. A sucker's always been
Yeah,
a sucker. That ain't nothing new to the marketplace.
right. And big cans and a woman's beauty is always going to be used by a man, or allowed in, for various reasons.
Well, they said the same thing about a person that was in high office. I think y'all we don't have to go into it just because we never know the way the pendulum is going to swing. But when Joe Brown was saying such and such used her body to get to a high place in office and things of that nature, and he was producing pictures, she came up under him and things of that nature, and he put her in a place of power. And from that place of power, she learned how to work her way. I mean, she worked her way up to one of the highest offices in the land. So there's that. Real quick, I want to read this from Mr. Pepper. Shout out Mr. Pepper. He said, I don't care if it's Mario or the princess. Just fix my damn toilet. He didn't say toilet. I mean, damn, I just feel like I would put that in there. See, but I would say you being biased now, though, Peppers, but because what about Luigi? He can't come fix the toilet? You know what I mean? Like it's just a little fat guy, or the chick can come fix it. What about the little skinny big nose dude? He can't come fix it. I'm fucking with you, Pepper.
That's gonna be another
Look,
expense, though. You know what I'm saying? That's cutting more out of her purse money and
yeah,
things of that nature. So, everything has its trade-offs. It's best to have a man that could offset some of the things that you would, be spending out. Getting that service from outside and
yeah,
having
for
to
sure.
spend.
Yeah,
Mhm.
what is it? Shout out E Man, get HB. Shout out to you, brothers.
So,
But no,
so,
go ahead.
so the whole reason you started this live was from a conversation we had yesterday. Now we
Day
got
four
into the
yesterday.
basis. Yeah, we got into the basis of why we're having this conversation of equal rights and who gets preferential treatment. Let's get into it. Let's get into why are men still held to a standard where you have to enlist in the draft at 18 years old, and now it's automatic, and
Hmm.
women were not held to that same standard. Where's the
But
equality?
and let's double down on that. Women can vote on things such as who decide that we go, or who decides on who go to war or not. Like who's put in place to decide whether we go on war or not, and they're not the ones that typically have to go fight those wars. I mean, let's get into it. Also, like you say, men could be drafted. And to my knowledge, they said they was working on it, but to my knowledge, women can be drafted. The draft is not for women. Now,
No, it
you
was not.
brothers have served, so you may know more than I do. Would you care to elaborate?
No, the women were not eligible for the draft. But like you said, and what we talked about 2 days ago was they're eligible to vote on everything that has to do with a man risking his life and being eligible for the draft. But they themselves, by mandatory nature, do not have to enlist or sign up for a draft if it was ever brought back. And now they're talking about more than ever, they are going to bring it back. And they're
Yeah,
also opening up to where they're pulling in people of higher age in the male instead of going to women and
yeah.
pulling some of them in. Hell,
Hmm.
if you can't find on the front line, fine. But at least you should be able to be eligible for a draft to do the same thing you're doing out in the regular American society. You can work a fucking desk. You can push the paper so
I
the
agree.
men can get off the desk and go out in the field. If that's what
Well,
you
here's
don't
the
want to
thing,
do,
Ronnie. And they gonna get you for this one because
I don't care.
why they can't fight on the front line? They just as
Let
scared
them
to
go
go
out
out
there.
there,
How many
sir.
of them?
Because
Hey,
that, you know why? That's about dying. We don't send out. Man is disposable. Man can die right today. Nobody
no,
cares. Life goes
we're
on.
not disposable. I'm not disposable.
That-
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
the,
I don't believe
You
in that shit.
the
I'm not
disposable.
concept
disposable.
of man, the concept of man in America or
I
any
Ronnie,
am
government
fuck
is
that.
man go out there or die. You go out there or die. Let your woman and your children live.
I am
Ronnie
the
said, I want to make
speed
that clear
to
right
carrier.
now.
You
I am not
understand?
disposable.
No, my genetic marker is not disposable. I'm sorry.
Well, but
Your
I came
government
up here
don't
to
see it that way. Your government say at 18 you disposable. We don't care. Like you get out there and you die for this country. Ask not what you could do for this country. Ask you know what I'm saying? You ask what you could do for this country, not what your country can do for
So,
you.
so again, if the government says that, then now with equality, feminism, and all these other things, how come that hasn't changed?
Mm.
Because she's still the baby maker. She still
No, no,
produces
no,
the humans that we need to
no,
go out there and die.
no. We already know without our chromosome and without our seed, that egg ain't shit.
I said that earlier. I had
She's
somebody
the
close to me
carrier
that
of
said,
our work.
And
my ex-wife
she
gave
getting
me
our
two G. She
sperm.
didn't give you shit.
No, no,
She
that has
getting
nothing
all our
to do with
sperm and leaving us right. We get the child support, she get the baby, and the government gets your children and gets you know what I'm saying. The whole operation
And
is
the dude that
operating.
she fucking get to drink the baby's juicy juice at 2 o'clock in the morning in this boxer
powdered
drinking out the
milk.
refrigerator. You see what I'm
Hey,
saying?
Steve, you stupid. I know what you're talking about. The powdered milk. I eat the cereal with the powdered milk.
Or sure, he could pay child support. He could come fill this
Hey,
jail cell
Damn,
up.
what's up?
Tam, you pulled up. Tam, hit the link. HB, Tam.
Eggs, powdered milk.
Also,
Merc.
I
Don't
saw
say milk. Merc.
also add Charlie to it, like also, people say like, I know I get it, but it's not really the government. It's just our fellow citizens that work in a thing called the government. So that's it. They just regular Americans. It's not like they came from Krypton and then we got a special class called the government. It's just regular people like you and I. And so
Are they
they're
though?
just in a position of power. No, they're not from Krypton, bro. They're from America. They were born from a regular family.
But in America, yes, we don't have
She
kings
said,
and
"No, I'm
queens,
good."
but we do have things like say the Kennedys are like American royalty.
The Kennedys.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah,
mean America? Like one
ask
got
not what
clapped.
you can do for your country. Ask, you know what
All
I'm
of them
saying?
got
Yeah, those
clapped.
Kennedy.
Like most of them got clapped. Like, so how is
And
that
then the
much of a
dude Robert
goddamn legacy?
Kennedy is still in there.
Yeah, he could barely talk, and he had never been a president. All of them rest got clapped. Kennedy, Bobby, they all got popped. That's your legacy. You got skitty pop pop. Like
Yeah,
most
but that's
people
what
in the
happened with
government,
royalty though.
bro. But no, it doesn't. But you're looking at the top end of it. You said the government. So what you mean the government, and you just mean Trump or Biden? Like there's so many other
No.
people in there, and they're regular average people. So all I'm just trying to say is we keep the government don't want us. It's your average citizens. It's your neighbors next door. That's the people. You keep making it like the government as if they came from Krypton, came off a ship, and they said, hey, we are special humans. We're not even Homo sapiens. We're some other group, and we're here and we're called the government. No, they're just regular citizens. They live next door to you, and they write legislation and then decide what happens on a governmental level. But they're just regular people. So that I'm saying it's the consensus of average people. It's not
Mm.
no special
I think we
entity.
think government, right? No doubt. I think we think government like they got the power though. They say what bills get passed, what laws get
Yeah.
established. And,
I'm just
right.
trying to draw or put some color into it because most people are like, it's the government. The government don't want us. As if the you look next door and it's your neighbor next door who wrote the CDC plan. It was your neighbor next door who decided to do certain type of procedures when it came to COVID. It ain't no
Mm.
special entity from Krypton. It's just regular people in those positions. And I'm just trying to add that to it. I get that they have this element of power in society, but I'm just trying to add to it that they're regular people with a regular mind, with regular education. They believe in the same stuff you do with some changes here and there. So when they start, like, that's what I say. When people be like, the government is physically irresponsible. No shit, most Americans are. And since the government is most Americans, the government's also going to be physically irresponsible. It's not like
Yeah.
you have to imagine it like this. If you go to all the government employees, they should all have financial literacy and be rich. That what it will take for them to get into the job and be smart with the money and the budgeting. But they're not because again, they're complete failures in the real life, in the real way. So they're just regular people. I'm just
Mm.
trying to articulate that. Like they're just normies. They're nobody special. There's no special class. We ain't the CCP. We don't send like politicians to special courses and they gotta pass certain things. Nah, bro. They just regular people trying to get rid of their college debt.
Right. I
And
think
then
we work
somebody
in
gave them
classism.
power, and then boom.
Right.
Go
Well, I think
ahead.
we work in classisms. Yeah, I think we work in classism. Like we all can go to a certain college or school, but then there's a certain one like the Skull and Bones, or you know what I'm saying. These people who are doing something within, you know what I'm saying, within, and they're about to do something special or do something of power, or you know what I'm saying. They're doing it for a reason. So I think we group up and become that class of power, and you know that as the government, and then you know about the high class, low class, middle class, poor class, working class, you know what I'm saying? These classisms. So I think
And
that's
I
how
would say,
major motivations.
and most of the government is just like, bro, it's just people like with no money. It's not like the wealthy or something. Like the wealthy don't like, bro. Why would I get into politics? I could just buy a politician. So you get what I'm saying? Like if I got money, I'm not really like clocking the government. You don't make no real money in the government, bruv. Like you make less money. Trillionaires exist outside of the government. They use it as a leverage tool, just like any other entity. So that's
Before
what
it
I'm
was an
saying.
honor,
Like
before it was an honor position.
maybe
Now it's like
Roman society,
yeah.
that would be somewhere where you got the oligarchs and aristocrats. You go to Russia, Russia's like that. But America, It's a goddamn single black woman. It's a goddamn single black male. They down there just work their way up in GSA, and that's it. That's
Well, you
it.
have
It's normies.
you have higher
Some,
up
bro,
people.
but
Yes,
98% of the
there's
government is regular normies, my guy. 98. There's like 2% that comes from the Kennedys and all that stuff that you say. But you know how big the government is? It's one of the largest employers in the world.
absolutely. I know that for sure. For sure.
So it doesn't have
100%.
the most wealthiest people in it. It's just average freaking people.
Yeah. Shout out. I want to highlight this right fast. He said, example, Trump, he's made more money in the government than out.
Again, the government taxes, bro. The top 20 companies in America have a market cap that's most larger than the GDP of America. They're sitting at 20 trillion. Our GDP is 28 trillion. Like all the values in private sector, all the rich people come from the private sector, not no damn government.
Matter of fact, that's a big thing in
in
government is getting out of government and going into what? The private sector.
private sector, because they do what? Get paid more. So it's just a stupid thing. We're not in Africa where, like, you know, that would be true. Like Africa, you know what I'm saying? The only thing is to get money is from the government construct and private sector still. So it's just a private sector. Government's broke compared to the private sector.
I mean, inversely, let's put it this way. I'm gonna give you a real world scenario.
Wait, hold on. Wait, watch this, brother. The government, it gets its money from taxing the private sector and all the employees that work in it. The private sector got so much money, it pays the taxes plus the employees, and they pay taxes on your taxes. Plus, they give you the money that you pay your taxes with. Because if you don't know, your employer also pays taxes too. So when you get a 100K salary and you pay 30,000, the employer has to pay 30,000 in income tax for your salary also. And he gave you the 100K in the first place. That's how much money they got.
They got all the money. They should do all the heavy money work, monetary work.
I'm just saying what it is.
Well,
Most people just think like for some reason the government got all the money. No, they don't. They like little boys.
Let me say this.
The private
Inversely,
sector gets all the money.
inversely, a lot of medical students, when they get out, and I would say dental students do this as well. They'll go and enlist in the military as officers to go and work and practice medicine on military personnel, get the years of experience they're going to gain instantly within a certain amount of time and enlisted while they're gaining their knowledge. And then they jump out, and what do? They go into private practices, or they're on a higher level than somebody coming straight out of college going into one of these prestigious medical institutions. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
what job in the government can you go work for 4 to 8 years on a term that you serve because you got elected and you constantly pull a check for the rest of your life? Why wouldn't you do that? That's what the government does when you're a politician. You get to pull a check after you serve. You don't have to do 20 years. You can do 5, you good. You can do 4, you can do 2. You still pulling a check.
Let me add this. Let me add this real quick, because this is what I'm saying. Even Charlie low key was like politicians, not the GS and G workers, the WG workers. Bro, politicians make up 0.2% of government workers. Let me repeat that. 0.2%, not 2%, 0.2%. Career workers, GS and WG, is 99.8% of the government. See, this is what I'm saying. Your brain can't think. The politicians are basically almost nobody. There's this large class of workers that decide everything. They're the 99.8% representation of the government. They mostly make the decisions, bruv. A politician come in and out when he get voted on. So they like, yeah, all right, Trump. And then they talking to Biden. Yeah, all right, Biden. Yeah. Like, bro, I know I worked at the government for a long time, especially Department of State and the DOD and DOJ, all of them. So those guys come in and out. Some stay for a long time. Shout out to Nancy Pelosi. But net, most of them are in and out. John McCain, etc. So the majority of the government is 99.8%, and those people make the decisions. That's what I'm saying. That's your average American next door that you know of. Those people are the ones that make the most decisions. And they're not all millionaires. Not close. Once that check get cut off, don't they be crying, Ronan? Once the government can't come up with the money, they be like, man, they need to get the money back going because we ain't receiving pay.
Let me tell you the incentives. The incentives for politicians, okay? You earn $174,000 for the rest of your life once you serve. Minimum 174. Now you got speaking engagements, books. I'm sure you get invited on TV. I'm sure you can find sponsors and throw that name out there. So even though you're an elected official, at the end of the day, you're the people that are getting you elected, your sponsors, your funders, those guys, you're also trying to shop for a job once you get out. Mm-hmm. But they guarantee 6 figures for the rest of their life once you elect them.
Yeah, real quick.
Where's the downside of that? Unless you break the law, there is no downside for you serving.
Yeah, agreed. Oh, real quick, let me read this. Chalupe writes, he said almost all the senators are millionaires. The Senate is the elite, the House is the normies. I don't listen. This was like I did my research on the other topic, but I'm looking into it because I think it's interesting. Interesting, but I'm not real versed on it, and that's
it's just losers. They always try to blame some politicians or something about some shit, and they just a loser in life. Look, most people are just normies. It's normies all over the place. Going back to men and women. Look, women are just legitimate people just like anybody. Again, this is just my perspective. So I just treat them as a human. And then after that, I don't bite into no narratives. Oh, they are emotional centric. They don't have much logic. They're like children. I don't do none of that. Because once I go out into the real world, they got rights just like I do. They probably got a couple more than me. They could put my black tail behind jail just by saying 3 words. So you got to look at them as real competitors in this battlefield. And I hear most men with the same goddamn rhetoric, we better together than apart. Not necessarily. Another group can decide to wage war on your monkey ass. So at the end of the day, you got to decide what character is valuable depending on what they are willing to do with you. Not all women are just like, oh, we want to work with you and we want to build we're better apart. Majority of women actually have an inclination that we're not better apart. So I don't care what you say as a male. Most women have negative connotations about men and overall in their perspective on men. 72%. They don't like you.
Elaborate on that?
No, that's just surveys. That's just surveys. They just have a negative inclination towards men. And then, of course, contradictory, and then this was just a survey that was conducted, and then they were trying to do some research about it, because with the manosphere and all these other things, they were saying like, oh, the hate for women should be rising. But when they actually went to go check, most women disliked men. Most men did not have negative outlooks towards women.
Absolutely.
When you say absolutely, you keep saying we better together than apart. You keep saying
I never said we was better
together. Not you specifically. I just mean like people in general. People say that in general. They're just trying to like go like we're better than apart. I don't know about that. I'm just saying that we're all together in the society as a whole. We do our jobs, we handle our responsibilities, and it is what it is. As far as, coupling together, and you have to find a good deal with a good partner. And if you could find that, then good. But outside of that, you can't just take women in general because, like I said, people just got their sentiment. Like they hate you as a male for specific reasons. It might be valid or unvalid, but that's what it is on the landscape. But if I keep conditioning men, man, we better together apart. I keep telling you to, couple with your abuser, your enemy that sees you as a problem, and you needs to be dethroned from your position in the world, given no rights. Almost in the West, you can't even be a male and say hi to children.
That's a fact.
You can't even say hi to kids.
That's a fact.
I come out here to Thailand or other places, you could play with kids in soccer and play sports. Nobody's looking at you as a suspect. In America, it's damn near guilty until you're proven innocent. Just by way, like you can't even, you gotta watch it. You can't even be around them. They look at you like, hey man, why you say hi to that kid? Like, I can't say hi to a kid now. Like, so the amount of vitriol and hate and misandry is just ridiculous in the West to a high extent. It's very dangerous. So I don't want to just tell
No
people
question.
like, yeah, man, we better together than part. We need each other to build a strong nation. Now we just need technology and good economics. But as far as that other stuff, we're gonna have to, pan some things out or
Well,
not.
I think it comes down to family. I think men are still about
Yeah, I
family.
get it. But
You
you gotta
know,
have a family that want to be a family with you. You get what I'm saying?
that's the point.
And the
That's the
statistics
point. That's the
show
bigger
they don't
point.
want it.
Well,
And
I
so
think we
that's why I say
attribute all
men.
of that to feminism,
But
So,
right? And
don't
so
say
we
it's not even. It's
and,
not even feminism. It's not even feminism. Like y'all, we keep blaming it on the ideology. It's just what they want. You could call it whatever you want. They've been rebellious since Adam and Eve. Was Eve a feminist?
Hell yeah.
No, she
exactly.
wasn't.
Hell yeah.
No, she wasn't. No,
Do
she
you know some
wasn't.
How are you a
men?
feminist with one person? How are you a feminist when there's only one female?
What one person, right? And guess who gave her? Guess who indoctrinated her? God.
What
God's the one who
about?
But
trained her.
But here's the
just for
thing.
clarity,
Hear me
I
out
want to
though.
make a
Parse my
point of
point,
a
bro.
correction. Just,
Go ahead.
just for clarity, let me make a point of a correction. A 5-year term allows you to get your pension. Okay, you have to serve at least 5 years. So if you just did a 2-year term, you're not eligible. If you did 1 4-year term, you're not eligible. You got to at least make it 5 years before you're eligible for that permanent check for the rest of your life
Shout
of
out to you for correcting
175,000.
that.
All right, so thank you for bringing that out, Chalupe. It wasn't 6; it's actually 5. But yeah, thank you for making me dig a little bit deeper.
What was you about to say, Charlie?
Yeah.
Because you was about to say something. Because you think Eve was a feminist or whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, my book she was, and I'll tell you why.
Oh my God, no, she wasn't, bro. Y'all just want to stretch the idea back there because y'all want to still blame it on that. It's just free will.
I forgot because it's another story that's attached to that, to where and I have to do some more research on. I wasn't prepared to speak about it
Yeah.
tonight, but it's another story that was attached to that. So there was supposed to be a man and woman that was made from clay, and when the man tried to instruct the woman, said, "No, you don't instruct me." We was both made from the same thing, and she was then put out of the garden. And that's where
Lilith.
Lilith, yeah,
okay.
I've heard about this
There you go.
story. For some reason,
There you
I
go.
never
Yeah,
read this story.
God made her before Eve, but yes, that according to the tale, yes, you spot on. She was a
But that's
feminist.
what you're saying, tale. Where's the basis of truth in that tale? And
Well,
who
Somebody
invented?
said that.
Listen.
Nobody
Who is
was
the
there.
inventor of the tale, and who benefits from the tale being told? Think about it.
Well, as we live life, and life is like the Bible, right? We're man, woman, child. We're here. We have to, live, and these are stories for us to learn and apply in our everyday life because we're going to be going through all the tales in the Bible.
But this is the
We're
one
going to
thing
be
I just
going
be
through.
trying to add to the. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that we live those times, right? We live crime, we live doing right, doing wrong, and so we're supposed to take those stories and learn from them and apply them to our life. Go ahead, bro.
This is the add value that I try to add. People often say, well, we need strong, and they like the cap. They just really want guaranteed box. But let's take their narrative and what they say. Well, we care more about families, and we need a strong family in order to have a strong nation. And I said that's not true. Africa has great families, and they're poor, and they're not powerful in the world. So good families does not build a strong nation. You need technology and economics. That's what you really need. But as far as the families, they can look like anything, bro. They could be, surrogate mothers. They could have this and that. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but that's because you're a human born in this time. So anything else different than what you think sounds crazy in itself. But the world has drastically changed from agrarian society. If you told somebody back in the agrarian society that people were going to delete babies or only have one, they'd be like, get out of here. Because back then they used to have a bunch of kids. And so now it always looks vastly different than the people from before. So I just don't believe in that narrative. I think most guys just really want guaranteed box, and they just use family as a disguise.
Let me dispel this
Yeah,
rumor.
that's what it is, Charlie. They
I
just
don't
want
know.
guaranteed
I've seen that.
Poontang.
Can I
I've
dispel
seen
this
that.
rumor of Lilith?
What
real
about
quick
a
so we
son?
can move on?
What about a son?
They
Let
don't
me
care about
dispel
none of that. They complain about a
What
lack
about
of
a
sex in the
legacy?
marriage. They want box. They want
Right.
box. Guaranteed box.
Let me dispel this rumor so we can't keep that going on. The tale of Lilith was being fashioned from clay alongside of Adam, demanding equality, and being cast out of the Garden of Eden before Eve is not found in the Bible, but in medieval Jewish folklore. Most notable, the alphabet or the alphabet of Ben Sarah. So it's not in the Bible. It's something that was referenced outside of the Bible, and it didn't come around until the 8th or 10th century. So again,
then-
you see how stories are told, and
Interesting.
then you tell it enough, and
Right.
it becomes the truth. And
Yeah,
all of
but
a sudden,
Eve
these are
was
big-
still a
It ties
hell.
into it. The equality thing ties into the conversation. Though she wanted equality.
Yeah, but watch this though. The same woman that didn't, that was traditional Eve, did the same thing.
right,
That's what y'all be
without the
missing on the
equality.
story. She was
She's not
traditional,
listening.
and she still did
This
it.
is disobedience. This is disobedience now, right? What's the
Disobedience can be traditional, like nobody was ever disobedient in traditional constructs. What?
Well, no, this is the first account of it, or like under, within the context of what was going on. You know what I mean? It was, this is the disobedience. This is, she didn't know who she was talking to. She listening to other people
Yeah,
other than
God
who's got the
told her
high
to.
authority. She listened to
but
the
she
snake.
did what she wanted to. It doesn't matter.
Okay,
Don't blame
okay.
the snake.
Listen, she did what she wanted
Don't blame
to do.
the snake. She
lied.
did what she
Listen,
wanted to do.
She did what she wanted to do. She
No, it's
lied.
going
and
back
she
to
was-
her. The accountability is going back to her. Definitely.
The deviousness nature
I got
of
pushed
a
back on
woman's
that too,
genetics is a
Minister.
whole
But
big
go
thing.
ahead.
I said the
Oh, well, no,
deviousness
this is
of
where
a
we look at women
woman's
as children too. This is where we
No,
look at
don't do
women
that.
as
Don't
children,
do
and
that.
she don't know
Don't
what
do
she's
that.
doing.
Don't
Well,
do
this
it.
all ties in. This all got to tie in. What was she doing talking
Adam-
to the snake and listening to him?
Adam did it too. Adam listened to Eve. Why did he do that?
That's what I was just finna say. There's no account in the Bible that the serpent talked to Adam. The serpent talked to Eve, and Eve talked to Adam. That's why Adam was punished, because she talked him into it. When he and also in reverse, they say God didn't tell Eve not to eat from the tree. He told Adam, and Adam was supposed to relay it to Eve.
No.
That's
He
what
told
they
them both.
say.
He told them both. He told them both.
Yeah, he told them both.
He told them
Yeah.
both. She had
I
game
just
too.
watched this the other night. I swear to God, me and my lady, we're going through all the old school Ben-Hur, Moses, we're going through all the old school movies because she ain't never seen a lot of them.
That,
But
that
yeah,
was probably
he
some
told them
alphas
both.
trying to cape some traditional tradcon men. But no, God told them both. They both knew the game. And so she just did what she wanted to do. And that's why they got punished, because they both lacked self-accountability. When God came
Right.
and said, "What the hell did y'all do?" Eve blamed the snake and Adam blamed his wife. They both didn't take accountability for their actions. They didn't say, "Hey, I made a choice to do this. I messed up," or whatever. She blamed the snake, and then Adam tried to blame her. So they both got punished based off of that. Not that they even did it necessarily.
So
And
basically,
then he
Adam
gave
was
him
the
free
first
will.
simp on the planet.
Yeah, he was
Say
the
that
first
again?
simp.
He was the first simp
for
on the
sure.
planet.
Oh, that's unequivocal. That's undeniable, because you already got the word from the boss. You already got the word from the boss. So you listening to another employee talking about, man, look, it's
Hey.
so
And
good.
so here's the
Then-
thing: he knows the rule. He saw the rule. She broke the rule, and because she did not literally die, he thought, well, maybe the rule isn't exactly the rule anymore. And then he went along with what she said, and that's what simping.
Right. The
Allegedly,
law was the
because we
fruit. The
wasn't
law
there.
was the fruit of the tree, right? The knowledge of if we eat this, we can become like God. We could be on his level. We could get on boss level.
Oh shit, that's
That was a
crazy.
lie. The truth of it was you would be self-aware.
That's kind of
Well,
crazy.
thanks.
because-
Well, hey, guess what? Thanks to women, we self-aware. There we go. That's the other side.
Yeah, no, I agree. Not disagree.
Self-aware,
At the same
shame, all
time.
these other things came in with that fruit. So
Mhm.
Now we're getting rid of it. We don't care about shame and all that stuff no more. Who cares about anything? Right?
Yeah,
Desensitized.
now
That,
who
They
cares about
care.
shame? It used to
People
be a
care
real
about
thing.
it, but they're desensitized to it. Let's be clear. People care. There's people in other countries
They
that
don't
care about
care
shame
to
is
shame.
the extent that they
They care
used to
about
care.
honor.
Do
No,
you
they're
remember what
desensitized
was
to it.
that in
They don't think there's
Japanese
any
history?
dishonor in here. There's no dishonor
Yeah,
in
no,
the shame
exactly.
of it
Now there's
anymore.
no
So
dishonor, but like I said, once
that's called what? Being desensitized from it, because you don't have any shame from
yeah,
not being clean, not being pure, not being, forthright. All the factors that made you who you are supposed to be, a moral, upright, standing citizen, you've all been
Mhm.
desensitized from it. Now
What
that's
what
a
having
what was
no
the
shame.
incentives? What was the incentive to do it? To be that? You know what I'm
watch
saying? To be
honor,
like
honor,
that.
guaranteed
honor,
box.
honor.
Honor,
Nah, they don't care about
honor,
that, Brony.
like
Skip that. They want guaranteed box.
no
Yeah, skip
honor.
all that honor
Honor
stuff.
was
All
something
the
that
things that
was.
make you supposedly a good person doesn't even matter. And I said this a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago when Big Meech got out of jail. You had all these people, from politicians to athletes, all these famous people, big up in Big Meech. This motherfucker's a major drug lord and a fucking murderer, but they big up in him like he's the shit. When did this shit start happening like that?
I think the mob and the government
These
has always
people.
had ties, and all over the
What?
globe. I think they works hand in hand. Though
I fail to see
I
the
think we seen
correlation
that.
between the two, though. If I'm being honest,
Which
like
one?
Well,
between
the
what
Iran
Roman just said
Contras
and
and
what Manny said.
Iran Contra getting goods and services, and you know what I'm saying. Whoever can bring the death, has power. So it's best to team up with those people and make power moves.
What were you saying, Charlie?
I said
The
I didn't
correlation in
see
what?
the correlation between what Ronan was saying and what Manosphere had added, but that's what he was just speaking to, which I didn't
Oh, I'm
understand.
sorry. I thought you were saying something else.
Oh,
Oh,
you
my
know,
bad.
My point
not you.
was the ethics and the morals behind what people are looking up to, is why I
Mm.
brought up what I brought up with Big Meech. We've been desensitized to those things. We've been
I think
desensitized to. We've been
it goes
desensitized
back
to
to
the
what the
fact
brother was saying about the box. Like the incentive was to get the box, to be this good person, to I'll get the woman, I'll get married, I'll have the family. Now all these things are not incentives anymore. So what is the shame? What is what is being good and all these things worth? You know what I'm saying? Now shame, who
Because the
cares? The
world
women
is
don't.
more immoral than ever. Because they don't want the man that cares about his family. They want the man that'll go sell drugs and take people's life. That so
Nah,
where
nah. You
they
good,
that
man.
that
You
is exactly
hell
what it
nah,
is.
bro.
Okay, why is Big Meat so popular? Why was
Get out the
Pablo so
black
popular?
sphere. Get out the
Why
black
was
construct.
Pablo so popular? Why was
High speed
He
is
was a
more
powerful
popular. Mr.
man. He was
Beast
a
is
powerful man. He was a powerful man in
Mr.
his
Beast.
community.
Nah, bro. Mr. Beast is more popular. I Show Speed is more popular. Not no damn Big Meech. Cut it
well
out.
well here's the thing.
You in a
That's
small
comparing.
corner of a
right.
very small toxic group and saying, hey, this is everything. No, it's not. I get that Megan Stallion be around and stuff, but it's not like that. It's not Taylor Swift level. It's not Beyonce level. Because these
You just
individuals that
said
know
you
that and
just
make
said
a
politicians
transition
was on them. You said
and that make that
politicians was on them and
transition
everything.
don't even associate with that stuff no more. They get as
Oh
far
shit.
as away as they could if they want to go mainstream. We all know that. Even y'all guys know that. If y'all want to go mainstream, you do what? Stop saying certain stuff and doing certain things. So the macro is not that. It's a small segment. That's it. It's a small segment. And it's a spot in the whole history. You know how many what is it called? Pardons. They'd be like, yo, Kodak Black got pardoned. You know how many other people that y'all just don't know of that's outside of rap got pardoned? A lot, bro.
Absolutely, for
Crypto
sure, for sure.
boys,
But those
NFT
most
boys.
powerful figures
Like,
are the
The
ones that matter, though.
so we don't really care. Y'all, because y'all always in some damn hip hop in the most degenerate aspect. That's all y'all focus on. When y'all stats prove that y'all don't be focused on the right energy and the right aspect of life. But when
Real
you go to
quick,
To what
immigrants that are
incentive?
black,
To
they don't
what
be on that.
incentive?
Well, real quick, guys. X-Pac just chimed in and say they shot at Trump again. It's on the news.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
about to
We
look
don't
it
know.
up.
There was some
For
shooting.
real?
I don't know if it was at Trump. We don't know. It was just a shooting
Or
at a
near
dinner.
Trump, right?
Yeah. Nobody knows nothing yet.
That's a good
Trump
point.
sure does know how to capture the media, though. That guy, he works the shit out that. Because
Yeah.
I mean, when he first started running, his big thing is to discredit the media was fake news. Now, I do recall when I grew up, being a news reporter was something of prestige because you had to verify your sources. You couldn't print something without the sources being verified, or they could be sued. The
It's
article could
nothing
be
like that
sued.
today.
Now, all of a sudden, it's fake news. Why did that all of a sudden happen? Somebody saying
Well,
it.
Social media.
well, things
Social
have
media.
came out that news, because news is supposed to be unbiased. Now, I'm sure
Exactly.
you guys can correct me because I'm probably wrong or whatever. But news was supposed
Cat.
to be unbiased. They were supposed to not have an agenda. Their primary goal was
Cap.
to get the word to the people. They were supposed to not have a goal. Okay,
That's cap.
elaborate.
It's always cap. People are just biased. I'm biased. That's why when sometimes I'll be telling you my position, Charlie, I'll be like, I'm biased. I think what I think. I'm honest. Most people, y'all be lying, perpetrating fraud. It's like, I'm being objective. Shut the hell up. No, you're not. Everybody's biased. Everybody has conditions. So just because the shit you just said was a narration of school and what people done told you growing up. Like,
Yeah,
oh man, we're just
yeah.
because you got a degree, that doesn't mean you're
You're breaking
filtering
those chains.
information. You have biases. Watch this. This is something that the right does that they be capping and lying about. They're like, man, the left, they shadow ban us. They don't let us on platforms. They kick us out. Yeah, but you used to do the same thing at Fox News. When Fox News had linear TV and linear TV was the main broadcast for media, they didn't care about nobody else's opinion. They pushed their own narrative. But when the left got technology, which was social media, and that started to be the medium for news, then they started to push
Right.
the right out and push their message. Both sides was on some BS. The left and
There
right.
you
Now,
go.
would you get conservatives to admit that? No. They'd be like, we always pro speech, the Constitution.
Yeah.
Hell no. Bill O'Reilly didn't care about no Constitution. He didn't care about hearing your opinion. He cared about what he wanted to get out as a message. He was biased. When they were number one, linear TV, Fox News didn't care about hearing nobody else's. Did they invite people up, Charlie, to hear other people? When they invited people up, they invited Cameron and Dame Dash. They didn't invite
Which I
no
feel
real
was fucking
scholars.
racist. Yeah, no, that's a fact. But here's the thing, that's
So
just like
there you go. They
X-Pac,
did the
right? Go
same
ahead.
stuff that the left would do when they get a Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion, right? They only get them up. They don't get no scholar, and scholars be dumb too. But what I'm just saying is they don't try to get from that demographic. And so both sides are doing it. Both sides are subjective. And so media was always subjective. It was always had its interest and it always had its own narrative. That's it. It was more limited. The gatekeepers were limited, but now media is like anybody can do it. So it's almost
There you go.
democratized.
It is.
You
It's
guys have a
absolutely-
voice now.
Believe it or not, I
Yeah.
think wasn't it PewDiePie at one point? People went to
Yes.
him for the news, then they went to any other network.
Yeah,
that was-
exactly.
yeah, for sure.
What is it? Patrick Bennett Davis. He's got
Yeah.
more views than Fox News right now. And he's just a goddamn, what is it called? Iranian immigrant. But net, he's doing very well for himself. And
Nah,
he
he's
has
doing
one of the
very well.
biggest platforms out there in
Wait.
news.
Who? I'm sorry, but who are you, and what did you do with O2O?
Shout out Darnell. My bad, bro. I forgot to welcome
Here
you
we
to
go.
the
See,
West
the
Side.
conversation was
How you
here.
doing?
Now Darnell's arrived. It's going down here. What are you talking about, Darnell?
This
Oh my
does
God.
not sound like the O2O that I know. I like what you say
Maybe
though.
you don't know OTO.
Exactly.
I-
You ever think
I
about
guess- I
that?
guess
You
I-
ever think about that?
Hey, you know what? You're probably right. I probably don't know the real O2O.
Mm.
Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, nah, like just in my opinion, that's what I was told. And like shout out to X-Pac, he write news is supposed to report the truth. Now they promote their agendas. Well,
Correct.
now they promote the agendas. Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I guess I drank the Kool-Aid when I was younger, but
You definitely
I,
you gotta you drunk the Huggy, you drunk the Kool-Aid,
Look,
what was the
I'm
juices
gonna
that you
use
put
the
in the
proper
freezer?
word.
Icy Pops, you had the Icy Pops, you drunk all the
Sean,
Kool-Aid and juices that you
I'm gonna use the proper word. You were
shout out to
conditioned.
you.
You've been conditioned. We've all been conditioned. Okay, is
Mhm.
whether you're gonna break the conditioning and be very aware of what's going on around you, or you stay in that pocket
Mm-hmm.
of your conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Like, oh shit, they
I started to
promoting
break.
the fight that's supposed to be at the White House coming up. Shout out to True Prodigy. What's up, good brother? Well, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I've started to break conditioning with Roots and Shaka Zulu, and you know what I mean. All them type of things are starting to get more pro-black. You know what I mean. Paying attention to Africa and apartheid, and started to break conditioning.
Well, I mean, in that point, that's where I would say that's where I would agree with OTO. Don't clip me on that, guys. But that's where I would agree with OTO
They
on the
said,
simple
"Don't
fact.
clip me. Don't get me there."
Yeah, what that mean? That don't clip me.
Don't
This
clip
is
me
where I
on
would
that
agree with O2O. Don't clip me on this stuff.
That's the
because I would
side dish
deny.
right there.
But yeah, no, that's when agendas are being promoted. You know what I mean? That's when it's obvious that agendas are being promoted. You know what I mean? And it just is. That's just like we talk about racism, but I
I,
think racism is natural.
yeah, yeah.
That's natural. Like, come on,
I,
dude. That's
I,
stupid.
I'm confused, brother. Let me say this. I have an open poll right now in both of my rooms.
Hmm.
And one room, and the question is, are women equal to men?
Hmm.
In one room, it's 67 to 33 that yes, women are equal.
You know what
In
I'm
the
talking about?
other room, it's overwhelmingly 100% no, women are not equal. Man, I need some of y'all to chime up. Where the hell do y'all think women are not equal in?
That's a fact.
I
That's a
mean,
fact. That, like, come on,
Start chiming
bro.
in on the chat. I want to know. I want to know what y'all
Listen.
think women are
well,
not equal in,
well,
and
I
they
mean,
don't
I'm not
have
in
the
the,
advantage right now in society.
I'm not in the chat, but on the panel. I mean, you guys might be a little too old for this, but I mean, anybody remember playing a good RPG like Final Fantasy or Burning Rangers back in the day?
Yeah, dope as hell.
Yeah,
Diablo.
yeah.
I was a
But
Zelda guy.
if you ever noticed, like when you had your party, right? Everyone had a strength, everyone had a weakness, and you just had to put together your team. You had to go out there and train. You had your physical attribute guy. You had your mage or your wizard, whatever, that did magic spells, and then you had your healer, someone that was conditioned to heal the party when needed. And I think basically, I think men and women, kind of like an RPG, is kind of the same thing. Where okay, one has strength in one side and weakness in the other, and the other compensates. They have strength on the other side where that one side was weak, and strength and weakness in the other side. So when it comes to women, like, I mean, I was in the military. There are women in the military. My sergeant major, shout out to Command Sergeant Major Hodge. She was a woman, and she was just as strong as any other man there was.
She was as
Uh,
strong as another man giving orders. Could she actually do what she was telling you to
I was
do
gonna
too?
say, can you
yes,
Can you
yes, she
stop
did.
that, please?
Hold on,
You
she
enable
yeah,
did.
no.
no,
You
no, she
enable
can't
women
happen. We
to do
gotta call
certain
cap
things.
on that, bro. We
No,
gotta
No,
call
no.
cap
man.
on that.
No. I may not be in communication with Sergeant Major Hodge. I was only a private. When I was in 57 Trans Battalion, I was only a
Still
private.
sound like you're a
So
private. Go ahead.
it is what it is. But the point is that she was strong when she needed to be. Okay.
Strong verbally. God damn it. Is she
It
physically
wasn't.
strong?
Yes. She went
No, she
on
was
more.
not.
She
She was not.
I was in a
Stop
truck.
lying.
I was in a truck battalion. She logged more miles than the
That's
men.
driving.
Yeah, but well, that
Where-
was her
where's the
job.
physicality
I
in
don't think he
anxiety?
get what you're saying, Ronald. If it came to somebody falling in the field, can she carry a man's body the same way that a man could carry her body?
I would stake my life that on Command Sergeant Major
Uh,
Hodge.
Boom,
And
you
you
a
be a
dead
deleted
man.
You
ninja.
be a
And you be a
dead,
deleted
yes,
ninja.
you'll be unfortunately a deleted man out in that
Come on,
desert.
man.
She was strong,
But there you
man.
go.
I mean,
There
she,
go the proof. There go the proof.
There's a delusion.
There you
how
go.
am
Yeah.
I don't want to
There's
hear. I don't want to hear the words, especially
there's
after
the
yesterday.
symbology.
Especially after a couple days ago episode. I don't want to hear the word delusion out of anybody. Okay, you know.
Yeah, see, he see, that's what I'm saying. There go the men that vote against you, Charlie.
Mhm.
So
Those are
Right,
the
there
men
you
that
go.
put the laws into place to give women leverage in society. That's him. That's
Yeah.
him right there.
Listen,
Circle
A
that
woman that
listen.
don't go to war should be able to tell a man to go to war. Come on, Darnell.
She
you
went
gotta
to
do better,
war.
bro.
She was my command sergeant
No,
major.
I'm talking about in
She
general.
went to
You're-
war.
I'm talking about.
There
in
are
general.
unicorns
You see
everywhere.
each woman
Where's
that's
the
at the top of her
commonality? If women
class-
say they're equal, Darnell, since you pulling up late, how come women are not up for the draft? How come women can still command men to go and die, but none of the women are set up to go and die themselves? Where's the
We've
equality in all those things?
We've never had women set
And
up for
why
the
is
draft.
that? Feminism has been here for a while, right? DEI
Women
has
have-
been here for a while, just with all those things, DEI and everything else. Over the last 50 years, women have still done the same fucking jobs. All they wanted was equal pay and to be able to boss over a fucking man. They ain't done nothing different. They had all the ability to go in all these different jobs. Did they do it on their own? Fuck no, they didn't. So then what
Women
was
had-
really the fight about?
Women
'Cause
have
they're not
always
equal.
women have always fought for the right, to fight in war
The right to what?
for the longest time.
That's
For
some
the
bullshit.
longest
Then how
time.
come they're not?
Yeah,
No,
how
it's
come
not
they're not
bullshit.
signing up?
It's
for-
not
How come
bullshit.
they're not signing up in droves then, Darnell? Why don't you see a whole bunch of women running to the fucking enlistment polls right now?
I got another one, Ronan, that I want to add. Why they'll protest fair payment? Why they not out there protesting to go to war?
Here's the thing: is that actually there was a lawsuit in the Army. There was two lesbian women. I believe one was a colonel.
Here we
Well,
go.
I can't say they were lesbian. I don't know, but she had the lesbian look and haircut. But
This
anyway,
is where they
now,
use the
Bill,
law
stop,
to
bro.
pigeonhole.
she sued the military because women were not allowed in
he wanted money.
combat.
Yeah, she wanted
No.
money, bro. That was a money
No,
grab.
they were not allowed in combat. The Army specifically said women could not be 11 Bravo.
Specifically,
which is the
Pacific is the
infantry.
ocean.
Women were not allowed in
Let me,
combat.
let me put it this way to
They
you,
could
Darnell.
not be
And-
11
and I'm
Bravo.
gonna
They
tell
sued
you-
the military to
listen,
become
listen,
11
that's
Bravo.
some bullshit still.
It's
Because
not
I can
bullshit.
tell you for
Look it
listen,
up.
let me finish my point. It's bullshit because the only branch of the military that never changed their standards in order to let fucking females in was the United States Marine Corps. All you fuckers changed the requirements and gave a little fucking passer on and for them to pass their PFTs, for them to pass the basic requirements to even go into fucking the military. You had to make special exceptions for them.
Yeah,
The Marine
that's-
Corps was
okay.
the
that's
only
And
fine.
to
one that
build
did
on
not
to
do
what
that.
Ronan said, they didn't up the requirements for them to
equal.
come in. They lowered the requirements, which means you don't have to
They
do
gave
as
them
much as
special
you once had to do.
considerations. Where are you saying that's equality?
Come on, bro.
You're ignoring all the exceptions so that they got in. Now all of a sudden they're equal to you, but they got in on exceptions. You still had to do much harder stuff in boot camp than they did in order to pass to be called you were a U.S. Army, whatever, Ranger, whatever it is.
Mhm.
In the Marine Corps,
Yeah.
we don't have that. You either do what we have as a standard or you fucking get the fuck out.
Yeah, I can't speak on the Marine Corps because I was not in the Marine Corps, but the Army, you're correct that yes, we did lower the standard for.
Then it was all the
female
sensitivity
soldiers.
training. How come men have to watch the
Yeah,
tape, but
I
women don't
remember
have to
that.
tape? So what the
I
fuck are you
remember
talking
that
about?
very
You're
well.
negating all these exceptions to get them in, and now all of a sudden they're equal to us. But yet and still, in order to be equal to us, they had to have exceptions to get in there. That's not
Which by
equality.
definition, right. Which by definition is not equality, my good brother. I get it. I know you think woman is king and all of that shit, but
Oh, don't. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that out your mouth, especially after 2 days ago. I think it was 2 days ago. Whenever
Yep,
what's
it
her
was.
name was on here. But I don't want to hear that out your mouth. Talk about women is king and shit. Because I took
Well,
a
okay, well here's the
I
thing.
took an ass
That's been
chewing that day.
yeah, no, and rightfully so, because some points was made
Rightfully
because
so, my ass,
you didn't know the full story, and that still rang true to this day. But what I am
dude.
saying, because that have been a
She contradicted
conversation
herself. Even out live on the episode, I done downloaded it. I replayed it.
bro
She
said he done
contradicted
downloaded
herself.
it.
You damn right I did.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing that you went through it and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is this: it was a whole thing. What would you have me doing? Everybody on the panel and in the chat bash her, call her out her name, this, that, and the third. What was that
No,
would have helped?
she's
What would
she's
that would
not
have
a
helped?
she's not a bad person because you know uh she it's clear that my opinion, I think more than likely she was probably confused. More than likely,
Yeah, but
she wasn't a
Darnell,
bad
in
person.
your own statement, that just right there, and that's what I was going to tell you. If you had just let the conversation go further, I was making points to make her understand that she still cared and loved for that man because she made every excuse in the world to have that man in her home, even after all this time. But you kept interrogating her to where she got defensive, and we couldn't get to that point.
No, I
So
just
that's
asked
why I say
questions.
sometimes you need to lean back and watch the progression of the conversation before you jump in and try to get clarification on something we already said we knew the backstory. So I'm trying to get her to understand you've extended all these exceptions for this man to stay in your home. He's the father of one of your children, at least two. Now a third one's coming. Don't you realize that you're in that house with somebody that you care about?
I thought she was pregnant with the second.
I don't know how many. It doesn't matter. You're bringing out a point that does not matter. The point was we were trying to bring her around full circle to make her realize the person she cares about is in that home. She even said if he changed his ways, she would marry him. So she outright admitted she still cares for him. Did you hear that part?
He downloaded it.
No,
So he
no,
had
she's
to.
Exactly. So when you listened, you didn't listen with the intent. You listened with the intent of trying to prove your point. The intent was she outright admitted she still cared for this man, and have he changed his ways, they would still be in a relationship.
No, I could
But
just
you were so rooted in
I
trying to get her to admit to her wrongs that you wouldn't let the other side come out.
It wasn't about admitting to her wrongs or anything of that nature. It was just more or less okay, I detected some double talk. She said in her own words, it's over. She said it. I didn't put those words in her mouth.
Again, that was not the point. We got what she said. We already knew. She said it multiple times on other shows. Go back and look at some of the other shows I had her on the panel.
But
so the point was resolving and moving forward, not pointing out she's making mistakes. We know women make mistakes. It's bringing out the clarity in the mistakes.
She was not alone. She was not alone in making mistakes. I mean, that guy, the guy she's with, was making mistakes too. She was not alone. And I'm not going to put that 100% on her. I think it's 50-50 there. I think.
But who was on the line?
Making a big mistake.
Yeah,
Who's on the line?
Who
do
was
you mean?
on the line?
Who was on the line?
Who was on the
Were
line?
you talking to both of them, or you just talking to her? So you were pushing most of it on her.
No,
but I was trying to get her to see something different.
No, I wasn't pushing it on her. She just took it that way. Unfortunately,
because one, she doesn't know you, and we kept telling you that you don't know her, and she don't know you. For you to start firing off a question, it's going to be more offensive than if one of us said it because we knew her background and we talked to her for a while. You get how the messenger sometimes is the one that's the abrasive one when they don't know you.
I understand your point that people can become defensive when they don't know someone. It's only natural. But I don't think that was the case. I think it was the case. It's not.
Everybody in the panel is telling you it was the case. She didn't know you, and how dare you come on there and start questioning her?
Everybody on the panel even said that I was right that day.
If listen, you're still not
Or
catching
not,
the
I'm
dome.
sorry, not the
No,
panel,
no.
the chat. I
But
apologize. I
listen, the
misspoke.
chat might not know her, but the people that were on the panel did.
I
That's a
think
fact.
that everyone has the ear, that people that had ears and were
But
actually
she
listening.
don't care. Did you not hear what she said? She don't care what the chat says. She cares about people that know her. So she can say whatever she wants to the world. She don't care that they know. But she was willing to listen to the people that knew her and she was comfortable with to give her advice. She said that multiple times because I brought out certain points. She goes, well, Ronan made a point, da 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 da. But this other guy, and she didn't even know your name, was saying all these other things. So she closed off what I was trying to get her to pay attention to. That's why I say sometimes, man, the messenger can kill a message.
I mean, Ronan, you're not wrong, you know. But the reason I was saying what I was saying, it wasn't even just her. Like my own sister, for example, who does know me. Same thing, same effect, same exact effect. She becomes real defensive when I tell her, "Hey, sis, you know, you're fucking up."
It's
But the
only
thing
one
is,
common denominator in those situations.
I don't
though.
feed
Thank
I
you
don't
for
feed
that.
her delusion. You know,
But
because
what
I love my.
delusion were we feeding, though? Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, yeah, man. Well, it's not even the topic of today's show, and I don't want to be accused of dragging us off topic. But I think it was clear. Nobody. I was the only man on the panel. In fact, even Misha came up here and understood what was really going on. You know, Misha came up here. I even think Pam.
Listen, Misha knew her. And wouldn't the
Yes.
information come smoother from somebody that was a female and knew her than somebody that was a stranger and a male coming off with a certain tone of voice?
Well,
what was the number one thing that women most said about Kevin Samuels? It was his tone, not what he was saying, because they didn't know him.
That's true.
But if they knew him and somebody took the tone with you that knew you, it's the delivery.
Delivery, how you deliver something.
And then to add to that, as the person that's moderated and there's like that like just making sure that it goes smooth. Like let's just say everybody did lay into her. For one, how productive that would have been. For two, how would that look if it's a panel full of men just all harping in on a woman that's already pregnant? It's not like the baby's gonna be she's gonna be unpregnant because we harp on her. And for two, you know how that's gonna play into the future. I don't know how long. I think it was like a couple of years ago. Do you guys know that they went back and look at some shit Kevin Hart said 5 years ago? And harped on him for that.
Hell, Donald Trump the same thing when he said women, he likes to grab women. Well, he wasn't president when he said it, but he said he likes to grab women by the kitty cat, and you know, and when you're rich, they let you do it. That a few years later, that came back to haunt his ass. You know.
So you get what I'm saying, then, right?
I mean, I understand what you're saying. But the thing is that okay, myself, Ronan, 020, we're both in the military. How many times did a drill sergeant? They didn't come up and be your best friend. Hey,
it's not the military though, bro. You gotta understand that. You're not
your analogies aren't even on point. Your analogies is way out of the situation.
They're very on point.
They're not, sir.
Those drill sergeants set you up for success.
But was she in the military? Again, read the room. Was she in the military?
It doesn't matter.
Is she used to doing and dealing with any of that? Did she sign up for that?
It doesn't matter. I was 17 when I signed up for the military.
You're talking about your own experiences and your own situation.
Yeah,
not somebody else's.
It doesn't matter. I'm a dumb kid, at that point. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anything, But the thing is that when people tell you, I would much rather somebody tell me the truth. Like I've admitted on your panel. I've admitted on.
Thank you, Miguel.
I've admitted.
Miguel snapped on that one. I got it, goddamn. Listen, we about to close out after this one. Goddamn it.
Hey.
Miguel snapped on that. Miguel snapped.
Well, read Miguel's comment. Read Miguel's comment for me.
Darnell, your own sister doesn't listen to you, but you expect someone who don't know you to listen? It doesn't. It's not logical. And your sister know you. She should know that you have good intentions. Like I said, it's only one common denominator right there. I'm just
Mhm.
like, for one, I get it. I feel what you were saying and things of that nature. And I even said there's a such thing as being too real. But what you gotta understand, before that, the live that I had where we was talking about hypothetical women. We wasn't even
Mhm.
talking about actual women that we know. Let's let this land. It was a whole thing that pissed the women off on this side so much that they did a rebuttal on it.
Mhm.
This was hypothetical women, not even no real woman was involved, but they got them pissed off so much to the fact to where, goddamn it, they felt offended. So naturally, it's natural to think like, damn, even with these people, because Anna's tied in through some, like, she's family over here, just like through people that been. So it's not like we could say something that she haven't heard. You see what I'm saying?
If,
Like, you think she
if
haven't
if
heard
she's
anything that we was gonna say?
if she's family, then you guys wouldn't support her delusion. I don't do that with my sister.
That's why your sister don't listen to you though, and we're not supporting delusion. We're just
Nah,
not
I
arguing
disagree
on it.
on that one.
We how because we wasn't on Fresh and Fit time. That's what people are used to. Women coming on people's panel and you just degrading them and beating them down into the
I
dust and
didn't
shit.
degrade anybody. I played the tape back. I didn't degrade anybody. I was stayed respectful. I didn't call her any names. I didn't refer to I referred to her as ma'am. You know, I was respectful. So please don't say that I was degrading and being disrespectful because that's not true.
Okay, what was your
You
point that
know,
you were trying to make that night, then?
Besides
that
to
night
call her out on her missed statements.
the
What
point that
point
I
were
was
you trying
trying
to get her to?
the point that I was trying to make was that you're making she was making a mistake. All right. First,
Mistake found.
she said it in her own words. She was done with him. Yet you having another child with him. Why are you two still? I can understand because you got previous children, and the economy is what it is. You know, she's not a bad woman. She's certainly not. You know, um, she didn't want him homeless and on the street, and that I can respect that. But it doesn't mean you gotta lay up with him. You know, if you know that you don't want to be with this person, don't make other kids. And when I asked, well, you know, why did you choose to have another child? She said, I didn't choose to. Did it? I don't know if anybody ever caught that, but she said, I didn't choose to. Like, and
No, we caught it.
I
She had
didn't,
a broken condom that happened to multiple times. She said all that. We heard it.
but the thing is that, okay, well, okay, it's one thing, okay, two people, you guys were drinking, hanging out, and one thing happens, and it happens once, that's one thing, you know, but to sit up here and say, yeah, we do this thing, and that's what, and a lot of times I do notice that's what women do. It's like they want to try to be the heroes of their own story, the heroes or the protagonists of their own story, you know, and like I said, I mean, Charlie, I admitted a couple weeks ago, about my drinking problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't deny it. I don't hide behind it. The thing is that for years, what you don't know is that for years, I was in denial and I refused to accept accountability. You know, I refused to accept accountability for why I was drinking so much, you know. It wasn't until reality started, like Mike Tyson punched me in the gut, you know, that I had to admit that, hey, I got a problem. But I used to blame everybody but me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody held a gun to my head and said,
okay, to your point,
else.
besides for your personal story, related back to her. You can go around Robin Hood's barn, bro. I swear to God, you talk so much. Go
Yes,
to
I'm
the point of
long-winded.
her.
I get it. I get it. I'm long-winded. You're right, Ronan. But in the point of her, I detected the same exact thing where I detected a refusal to accept accountability. I heard basically a round robin story of how it was like trying to set the possibility that she's a victim
So how were you helping her?
by telling
We
her
know
the
the story.
truth.
We were there.
By telling her the truth.
But if you're in AA and all these other meetings, isn't it somebody that you're comfortable with to be able to hold you accountable, not necessarily somebody that's being blunt in your face all the time that you went along with? Did you
No,
not
I
get to
need.
choose who you wanted or you were assigned in some way?
No, I didn't get to choose, but I prefer the bluntness. It's real.
Okay, that's you, not
Well,
her.
You
HB
asked me the
say
question.
Darnell don't know how to land his plane.
They don't.
Yeah,
Shout out to Darnell. What I was gonna
I'm
say is this.
long-winded. I'm
Yeah, you are,
long-winded.
but let me chime in and say this. I think with that being said, especially when she said she didn't believe in deletion and stuff like that, what are we supposed to do? That's like we are goddamn it talking about you for being an alcoholic. It's already done, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's already done, bro. That's why nobody over here, if you noticed when you said that, didn't nobody bash you about that. Well,
Then
somebody
I would
kind of
have.
got on your
I
ass, but
did. I
nobody
did. I
bashed
did.
you.
Yeah.
I said
Hey,
you got
that's
on his
fine.
ass, but nobody
And
bashed him.
I appreciate 020 for getting on my ass. I want to hear
Pause.
Darnell, you're fucking up. I want to hear that shit
I'm
because
still waiting for you to cam up
at
so I
least-
can see if you're grooming yourself on a regular basis.
at
But you
least
too scared to do that.
I ain't scared of nothing.
You ain't
You ain't
cammed
cammed
up
up?
in years. I mean, damn near almost 6 months since the last time I seen you cam up. No, matter of fact, no. I think it was before I even left to come to the Philippines. So it's almost been a year.
You really want to see my ugly face?
Yeah, cam up. Let me see if you're grooming yourself. You got a haircut? You got your beard trimmed? What's going on with you?
No, I don't.
See?
But hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go on mute for a second. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. And guys, let me say, I get what people are saying. What I'm saying is yes, because people's like, oh, the person that came up and was saying that she's the exact woman that you guys be talking about online, so you pretty much placating to her, or you coming off as a hypocrite. But my thing is, I'm talking to the guys when I say watch out for women of these characters, of these characteristics, of these natures and behavior. It's not for me to talk shit to somebody that have done it, that is even doing it. And if you go back and watch it, where she said her baby daddy trapped her, I said no, he didn't. He didn't trap you because you gave him access.
That's the point that I was trying to make, where she was trying to make herself.
You were doing a
be
shitty
victim.
job at making your point.
Like you doing
I
tonight.
didn't do a shitty job.
No, you
I
doing
don't
a
think
shitty
so.
job tonight for sure. But here's the thing. Like you cool and I get where you were coming from, but it's almost like you don't even know what the point that you was trying to make. Ronan asked you and you never gave him a definitive answer.
Well, what are you talking about? Because I swear I could have swore I answered
His
Ronan's
answer
question.
was he was trying to make her aware that she was in denial.
Correct.
But you still haven't cammed up.
Yeah, I was taking a leak. I'll cam up right now.
TMI, brother. TMI.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You guys asked.
You got the summer
There you
jam
go.
shirt.
There's my ugly face.
goodness.
Are you
And
happy?
now you got dreads happening up on top of your head?
Dread. Well, yeah, I mean they're natural, but yeah.
Oh, Lord Jesus. All
Hey.
right. That's enough.
So let's everybody
That's enough.
talk to you and tell you how you should groom yourself better.
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
we've had this conversation. He just won't hold
You
to
see
his
what I'm
word.
saying?
He has. Go ahead.
No,
No,
I'm
I'm
not.
just saying,
Because here's the
he
thing,
who
Darnell,
lived in
and I'm
glass
going to say
houses
this.
shouldn't
I'm going
throw
to say this
stones.
out loud, and I need to say it out loud because
Mhm.
we've had several conversations offline,
Mhm.
and I love you like a brother, but at sometimes, man, you can come off as being a know-it-all. when, like you said, not the alcoholism problem, but your consistency on your word. You gave a whole bunch of grown men your word that you were going to consistently groom yourself on a regular basis. It's been over a year. I'm not even going to hold you to the fact that you were supposed to be in Brazil or the DR way before I even came to the Philippines. Do you know on May 6th, I would have been here a year? Now, all the excuses in the world, I know you developed glaucoma and all these things that you feel like you're going to die. They're still all excuses. You should want to have life experiences before you die, not let it hold you back.
Well, as of right now, Ronan, you know the VA doctors are not exactly known for their.
I understand that. I got a torn MCL to this day, but it didn't stop me. 3 years, torn MCL.
I have a growth in the brain,
overseas.
And now the doctor told me they need to put a spacer in my neck. You know,
some of the best doctors are overseas, like O2O said, right? And you have the money.
You know, I didn't think of that. I was trying to be cheap.
And they have a foreign medical program. So even if you came over here and put yourself in the system through the foreign medical program, you can get reimbursed for anything they do that will be covered under the military. You don't have to deal with the military doctors. You can refer yourself out. That's called self-referral.
And the VA pays for that?
Yes.
Holy shit. I've
been referring myself out forever.
Holy shit. I didn't know that.
Shut up, HB. HB, get your ass up here if you're not working, man.
I swear I didn't know. But I don't know if you guys noticed when I cammed up. I don't know if y'all saw the collar underneath my neck. But yeah, I mean.
No, I saw the collar. I'm just not giving you no sympathy over it.
Yeah,
we all get hurt, brother.
Fair enough.
We all get hurt. We all hurting. I walk around every day in pain.
You could type it in the LLM and just chart out your path. Like it'll give you all the information you want.
Yeah.
A global health plan using the VA's network.
Over here, I got all kind of pills. So what? What's the point?
And his breast.
What's the point of me living in it? What's the point of me living in all that?
God damn, O2O. I mean, that was harsh right there. That last comment you said, that was harsh.
He said, I saw the mange in the collar. So you ain't no good.
Yeah, that was
so the fact that you hurt doesn't stop you from trimming your beard and making yourself look good to make yourself feel a little bit better. Yeah, you're in deep listen. You're in deep depression because that's the way you look. I can show you some pictures where I was in deep depression. You guess what? I almost look like you. Long ass beard, hair not combed, all that shit, bro. I've been there.
Well, the problem is that melatonin.
No, that's an excuse. You're making an excuse for going to get a fucking haircut and a beard trim.
I told you
the beard trim. Go shave that bitch off.
If you can't keep up with it. How does that solve my melatonin issue? It makes you
feel better. And the melatonin issue, what does the melatonin issue got to do with anything? That's sleep.
Melatonin, sleep and mental health. It if you don't sleep, it causes mental health issues.
I understand that. I have PTSD. Half of those drugs are for depression and anxiety, brother.
For sure. Hey, real quick, guys, let me welcome KB to the panel. What it do, KB?
hey, Miguel, stop, man. Miguel is hitting on all points. He said, man, keep growing that beard, bro. It'll hide that neck brace eventually.
Oh, man.
Shout out to Miguel.
Yeah, shout
KB,
out to Miguel.
Yeah, I'm here.
Nah, I didn't hear you. I'm just hearing you now.
What's up, KB?
Oh, y'all bogus, bro. Y'all bogus.
Why you say that?
No one told me anything.
I thought you was out there harvesting kidneys and shit, bro. My bad. We didn't know.
What you doing? You done for the day? You hit your quota of 5? Aren't you on a quota for 5 kidneys a day?
Joking. I saw the collar and not the leash on the table. Shout out to X-Pac. But guys, we're gonna probably about 25 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But it's been productive. Yeah, but
what we know this about KB?
Ain't nobody tell me anything. I thought you guys weren't even going live today.
Why you say that?
He had this loaded 2 days ago, man.
Right.
He had this whole thumbnail and everything loaded 2 days ago.
Bruh,
Nah,
you didn't even send me a notification. They didn't tell me anything.
Damn, YouTube hating on me.
I guess. Shit.
Yeah, shadow ban.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah,
I ain't
I
even got
got the
monetized and they shot oh, you got the notification, Danielle?
Yeah, that you were gonna be doing this live. Yeah, 2 days ago.
Maybe YouTube don't like KB.
The only notifications I get is when you guys go live and it finish, and then YouTube will be like, "Oh, they went live 14 hours ago."
That's
Like,
crazy.
You know,
dang.
I have seen that with other channels I'm subscribed to. I have seen that, so that does happen.
Have you, KB? You hit the notification bell then, right? I know you
Yeah,
did.
yeah. Hit the notification now, bro. Let me see. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I click all on the notification, but they only tell me past tense.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn,
I've gotten that before. I've gotten that before on other channels I'm subscribed to.
Damn.
Mhm.
So they put your boy in the trick bag, man. They like, you ain't monetized and you ain't gonna get monetized. Yo, here like, you sure is ugly.
That's wrong, man. That's funny, but that's wrong.
Damn. They won't let your boy make it, man.
Damn.
KB, with you
They
coming
did you
up,
like Nettie.
right? With you coming up, what's your opinion on the topic?
What was the topic again?
Are women equal to men?
Of course, Of course. I mean, what you mean? Like, what do you want them to do? Take away their civil rights and shit? Come on, bro.
What
Of course
are
they do.
Civil rights.
That's crazy.
What are you referring to when you say civil rights?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, the right to vote, stuff like that. Civil rights.
Okay. Well,
You know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
male civil rights, doesn't he have to enlist by the time he's 18 in the draft?
Oh yeah, of course.
How
Of
come their
course.
civil
It's fucked.
rights that they have to enlist by the time they're 18?
I don't disagree with you. It's fucked up, but at least in the eyes of the law, I think women aren't equal. They should be treated equal. At the very
Well,
least.
they're above equal, aren't you? Don't you
Yeah,
think they're a little
it's
more
more
above?
equal in their favor than unequal.
That is true. I'm not arguing like, women get lesser prison sentences for the same crime. It's documented fact. But, it's like at least when like a woman on the street or, just, when they're dealing with police or the government. Yeah, I think they should be treated equal, Now, I do think a lot of women they want special privileges, but what are you gonna do?
No, I agree with
Damn,
that
Miguel, what
statement.
you drinking over there, bro? I want some because you popping off
Miguel
today.
going ham tonight.
No, I mean, I agree with with the gentleman's statement on the panel that hey, if let's say a woman can pull, being a firefighter, for example, can pull a 250-pound man out of a building. You know what I'm saying? A burning building.
And do you think that is common or uncommon? That's my question to you, Darnell.
Hell no.
Coming meaning that there are multiple women that could do that. You could have a fire department full of women that could pull 250-pound men out of burning homes. Is that common or uncommon?
I would say it's uncommon, but
I mean,
the ones
that
can.
Even if they do it, how many times can they consistently do it before they break down and do it? Meaning, you got lucky one time and you pulled one out. Can you do it the next day? And then the next surf? And then the next shift? And then the next shift? Over and over and over again for the next 3 to 20 years? You think she can do that?
Here's the thing, Ronan, is that me as I am now with the nerve damage in both of the arms I got, I couldn't pull a 250-pound man out of a fucking burning building.
Bro, you're like 60 though. Nobody's asking you to do it.
No, he's actually very young. He's 32, 34, something like that.
No, 39.
Really? Damn, nigga, ring the
Wow.
bell.
He's
Shit.
younger than
Hey,
me, bro.
listen, go tell
Like,
that,
Ring
go
the
tell
bell.
whoever you just showed on the camera, go get that man his ID back, man. Cause damn,
Nah.
ain't no way, man.
Damn, that would.
Go get that man his ID back,
yeah,
bro.
that's a
That ain't
young
no
man
way.
you talking to. He ain't that old, man. What you mean?
That's crazy.
Mhm.
What, you had
Hey,
a
man.
trampolining accident? What
Oh
happened?
man.
I spent my entire 20s fighting wars.
Oh, stop. So have I.
Nah, I
So
appreciate
what?
your service, man.
And so has O2O. Look at O2O over there. What's your excuse? You
Yeah,
got two
O2O
military
look
guys
like
sitting on the
he his
bench.
young 50s.
He ain't
Yeah,
nowhere
I
close to
don't
50. What do you mean? O2O
Was
was
he
young
at
too.
Chemical? What was he
Yeah,
at
I'm fucking
Chemical
with
Ali's lab? You know, was he burning shit? You know, and, I don't know. I can't speak for O2O. But yeah,
Damn, bro. Yeah,
I've had some experiences.
You just did the Kevin Hart thing. Oh, I'm
What's
43.
that?
Damn.
Right. Damn.
Damn.
Damn, bro.
You only what?
No, with that being said, I think Ronan, he doing right to check on you and hold you to your word. So if that's something that you told him as a man, that's something that you should stand on, Darnell. There he is, my good
Darnell, what you
brother.
mean?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Darnell, what you mean you've been through some things? Was
Yeah, I've
was
been
that
through.
give you like a pass? Is that a
That's what I'm
justification?
saying.
I'm just
What
asking.
what
I'm just asking.
what do you mean a pass?
No, because you said I don't know about O2O, and then you mentioned a couple
His
of past
experience.
operations you were in.
I
So what
I
did
don't
that mean?
know. I don't know your what you went through. I just have no idea. You've never really spoken on it, really, or at least not since I've been subscribed to your channel.
Well, you know he
Uh,
served like you
Wow.
did.
yeah, I know he served. Absolutely.
God
Well,
damn, bro. I
no,
don't
but
think
I'm just
anybody
asking.
chooses to have this.
No, I'm just asking because the way you said it. Now, again, my interpretation of the way you said it might be inaccurate, and your intent was different. But the way you said it was like, they were like, "Oh, look at O2O. He looks, he got his beard shaved or whatever." And then he was like, "Yeah, but I've been through my experiences." He said something about burning, maybe some poo, and then you said another place. I don't know if it was an operation.
Chemical Ali's lab.
Okay, that's what you said. Yeah. So, and then you said, but I don't know about his experience, but I had some experiences. So when you say it, I'm interpreting it as like, well, I'm in this current state because of these conditions, which are special. I was in this circumstance. I don't know what that man's done, but this is the reason why I might appear like this or I'm going through this. Now, I might be wrong. So let me know if that's what you meant to say or you were just saying it.
Yeah, I believe you're wrong, but I understand why you. But I do understand why.
No. So explain what you mean. All right, cool. I was wrong in taking that assumption. Okay, what do you mean when you said that? You just meant that you didn't know my story? That's it?
That's it. Pure and simple.
But how does that connect to now? Just take this walk with me. How does that connect to them saying, "Hey, Bird got his beard shaved or trimmed up," and then you're like, "Well, okay, but I've been through some things, and my experiences, I did this and I did that. I don't know what O2O's doing or what he has done, so I can't speak to that. But my experiences, I've been through some things. I've been through some things, and I'll keep it at that. I'm not going to say trauma or anything. I've been through some things. So." You were just saying, you said all that just to say I don't know Sean's experience, or were you get what I'm saying? Is that what you were just saying? You were just saying like,
no, I understand completely what you're saying. What it I guess when I was speaking, from what it sounds like, it kind of came off as I was trying to diss you, and that certainly was not my intention.
No, nobody's saying no diss. I'm not registering no diss. I'm trying to actually ask, why did you say all that and say, hey, I've been through these special experiences? So, okay, and what does that mean now? Does that mean that's why you're in your current state?
I mean, the assumption level is high because he does know what a Marine is. He doesn't know how hard we fucking train. He
Man,
does
you
know
guys
that
are-
there's a
I'm
limited
not worried
amount.
about that. I'm
Y'all
just
are
There's a
trying to
limited
figure
amount of us. Wait. There's a limited amount of us. So his experience, whatever it might be, was not easy. Second of all, what does that got to do with his grooming standard and you not grooming yourself at all?
That's what I'm
What
trying to
does
ask.
that got to do with him?
Well, first off, let me say, when it comes to the Marine Corps, I have the utmost respect for the Marine Corps.
Gotcha.
I think y'all are the cream when it comes to infantry. Y'all are the cream of the crop. Y'all are better than 82nd Airborne. Y'all are better than 101st.
We need you to go and land this plane, though, Darnell.
Yeah. So yeah, just tell us why.
As far as when I was saying, hey, what I've been through, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have a lot of confusion, a lot of questions. I have a growth in the brain. Sometimes it's starting to affect me. My fingers, I get weird twitches out of my hands. I got nerve damage and
we get
confirmed
that.
in both
So
arms.
you could have said all of that without comparing it to OTO. Because I see where you're coming from with that. But real quick, guys.
Yeah, actually, I get it. Yeah, so yeah, that's all I know.
I gotta acknowledge my main man, YV, back in the building, kicking shit, bro. Where you been, man? Let me read this comment, man. And once again, YV is tonight's sponsor, man. YV didn't sponsor me so much to where if he never sponsor again, he will continue to be the sponsor. But he writes, men and women are not equal. Why? Because women need the biological, physical protection / enforcement of men. I agree with that. I definitely do agree with that. Although times have advanced to where we do have firearms, but on average, men are even needed in those situations. With that being said, I've heard that there's one that exists somewhere mythically, but I have never heard of a fighting enforcement completely enlisted with only women. So yeah, I agree with that.
Can I respond to Miguel's comment real quick about? I guess he felt I was dissing 82nd Airborne.
Oh shit!
Shit! Like I said,
you don't want to be Miguel started. Please straighten that up with Miguel.
I don't give a damn. I mean, one, I ain't gonna lie to you. I do not particularly care for 82nd Airborne. They were always arrogant anyway. But the thing is that the reason I respect, it wasn't, a diss to anyone that served. It's just the Marine Corps. When I was in Afghanistan, the Marine Corps had some of the worst fucking air, and it wasn't even just Afghanistan. Iraq, they had the worst areas. The Marine Corps in Afghanistan had Helmand Province. For those of you that don't know what Helmand Province was, Google it. Okay, but that was fucking hell that they went through. In some kind of way, they did a better job than we did. The U.S. Army, which had easier areas to deal with.
You don't know the phrase? You don't know the phrase we talk about all the time? The Marines go in, secure something, and move forward. We give it to the Army. We have to turn around, go back, re-secure it again, and give it back to the Army as we continue to press forward. So I understand. It's okay. We're used to it.
But Ronan,
can I ask you something, Charlie?
We thrive in that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's back to the subject. Look, I'm trying to figure out, because I think maybe people's position on like equal or whatever, this is where we're getting mixed. Because we're talking about fighter fighters and fighter women. What are we talking about? Like, because at the end of the day, I know that most normies will say, let's say I'm an investor and I invest in these assets and I build out real estate and I'm a developer. Somebody will say, I'm not more better. I'm equal as a plumber. Or I'm equal as the delivery guy who does the last mile for Amazon, right?
Right.
I wouldn't be able to use my job to say we're not equal. Y'all wouldn't let me do that, right? If you flipped a burger and I was an investment banker, could I say I'm better than you and we're not equal?
No.
Okay. So why are we, when we're talking about, okay, so cool. So if we're talking about men and women, why are we talking about a fighter come and then they would want a male fighter, so we're not equal?
I think that's my fault. I think that's my fault.
No, it's not your fault. It's a subject we're talking about. It's not the Darnell show. It's a subject we've been talking about. It's not your fault specifically.
Right.
But I brought up firefighters, and the reason I said that
if
is,
you was watching,
it's really in the chat.
when me and just O2O was on the just on the talk, I brung up firefighters.
Okay,
So
my fault.
yeah, no, it's not just you, bro. But no, what I'm saying is
Or any
equal.
other job. It ain't got to be firefighters, police, whatever, right? We can extend it. But go ahead. What were you gonna say, Charlie?
No, just like in relation to what Miguel just put in the chat. It's certain jobs that women they don't fight for, but they just can't do as well as a man. And that should be reflected in society. Like I say, one of the examples that I've used, if you don't go to war, you shouldn't goddamn it vote on the people that have to go to war. That should be just like if I'm not going to war or I can't go to war, I shouldn't have a say whether people should go to war or not. I
Oh,
just
hold
think
on
that's
now,
But
simple.
Charlie.
but
I
you
might have
can't.
to
Yeah,
disagree with
Charlie.
you. Damn.
But
Charlie,
see, there you go,
can't
Charlie.
use Charlie. You
Yeah,
can't
About
use
to
that
disagree with you.
pretext.
Mhm.
You can't use that pretext because if you look at the original Constitution, one,
Here we go.
you had to be a white. Not only did you have to be white to vote, but you also had to be a landowner to vote. Which means if you didn't own property, you couldn't vote in the
and
original
I get that
Constitution.
okay, let me dissect that. I get that to a certain extent. It's the white thing that I don't agree with. But if you have no skin in the game, you shouldn't be able to vote on the fucking game.
Well,
Point
back
blank
then,
period.
Well, hold on now,
blacks were
Charlie.
not allowed
Charlie,
to
hold
fight.
on.
Come
I
on,
gotta say
man.
something.
But
Well,
it
Okay.
was whites too down there. So
two things, Charlie. I would say first, it's like if a female firefighter is coming to save me from a burning building, I'm gonna be so mad because now I know I'm about to die, and for no
No, you
reason.
gone, bro. You out of
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. Like
You was a good
I
dude,
know.
bro.
So we all kind of
You was a
understand
good
that,
dude,
right?
bro. And we're gonna have a moment of silence for you.
Fucking, you gonna send thoughts and prayers.
I'm seeing
Fucking
thoughts.
thoughts and prayers, nigga. but
Shout
but
out.
um, nah. To the second point, I do think they should be able to vote for the war because the war is gonna affect you regardless. Let's say a war like Iraq or Vietnam or any of the other wars. If the president is saying, hey, I really do think, or Congress is saying that we're gonna go to war with this country, and you don't want to go to war. Like, look at what happened at what's happening at the Strait of Hamas. Who wanted this?
Hormuz.
My bad, Hormuz. Yeah, no one wanted this.
I real
But
quick.
come
Let's
on.
shy away from
nobody
names
wanted
and stuff.
most wars. World War II, nobody wanted it, but they happened.
Well, I mean, World War II. I mean, they were attacked first. I mean,
No,
so
nobody wanted it to happen. Most Americans weren't. The dude tried to get us in war for the longest. And Americans was like, F that. I don't want to be involved in Europe BS.
on our business.
So that's
Yeah.
what it was.
Pearl Harbor came in, and I don't think the U.S. had a choice at that point.
Yeah,
But
Well,
but again, nobody wanted to be in war. That was the
I
precepts.
don't
Nobody
even think there
wanted
was
to
a
fight.
UN before World War II, was there?
No, there wasn't.
no, the
It was
UN
called.
came
It was
out.
No,
called
no. We
Oh,
forced
it was
that
called
upon
the-
them because they
we
were
started-
always fighting.
It was called the League
League of Nations. It
They
failed.
wasn't doing nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. The United
So
States was
nobody
not a part
wants
of the
war,
League of
and then
Nations.
sometimes they do want war. So I don't know what. Yeah, shut up. And people just be chatting shit because you fat and y'all eat nachos and y'all in debt. Like the government's going to do what it's going to do. It's got the rock. It's been winning for a long time. Shout outs to the USA. And you
Winning,
don't know
nigga.
shit about
What
geopolitics.
part of winning was
So-
this? Iraq was winning.
Well,
Hey!
yeah, we've been winning, bro. What do you mean? Like, you know what I'm
Iraq
saying? We
is
won in
winning?
Iran. The
Shit,
leader did.
if this is winning, what's
Iraq
losing?
is a dub. Iraq
Listen.
is a dub.
That's
Wait, hold on.
bro. If that's
Go
what
to-
you
go to- yes,
consider
it
a
is.
dub,
There's
I
no
hate
geo-
to see what you call
And,
losing.
and,
Here's
and,
the
and
thing.
you
Y'all-
probably think
y'all look
Africa's
at winning.
Wakanda. Don't
Y'all
do
look
What?
at winning.
Come on,
as a
bruh.
game. Listen, it's not ones and zeros.
Clowns,
It's
bro.
political moves and strategies. Has nothing to do with ones and zeros. That's not what we're going to battle for. I went round and around with Fearless about this. He thinks a win in politics or military is we literally kick their ass. Hold
and
up.
rebuild their
The
country.
military has their hands fucking tied behind their backs because of who? The politicians sitting in the fucking offices back in Washington, D.C. We had
That's not
already
even
run
in
through.
danger.
Hold on. We had already run all the way through the Gulf in Iraq during the original Gulf War. We were all up in Saddam's fucking palace, had his ass, and they said, let him go. So don't tell the military we didn't win. You just say that because of political reasons, we can only go so far with it. Because believe me, if you put us in there, we're going to do everything to tear everything up. That's just what we do. Now, when we don't have a win, it's because of some politicians saying we got a better way after we lost lives.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think the U.S.
Well,
certainly
that's
wins when it comes to conventional warfare, but I think it's a stretch to say that what happened in Iraq and even what's happening currently in the Strait, this is a win for the United States.
Again, that's all political
It's a dub.
agenda that they use the military as a leverage pin to get something done.
Wait, is
Well,
America number one
the
at the top?
military, by
It's a dub.
definition, is an extension of politics. That's what it's
No, it's
designed to do,
Blah 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 blah. It's a dub. We won. We the number one.
bro.
What is all this conjunction, bro?
Won what? What
We
did we
won.
win?
Wait, hold on.
What did
Wait, hold
we
on. Let
win?
me
Like,
see something.
I'm
Wait, hold
waiting.
on. Let me ask you something, Ronan, real quick. Ronan,
Yeah.
if let's say Iran did something to us, right? And Trump and Vance was deleted, and let's say some other secretaries, would that be a win for America? Would we say we still won? We didn't
No.
lose.
No, we
All right,
lost our
that's all I gotta
leaders.
say.
We lost
Exactly.
our leaders. How is that
Skitty
not
pop
a
pop.
win for them?
And
Yeah,
then
we blew
also,
up
let's
their
say our
shit. We
GDP,
blew up their leaders.
let's say our GDP go to
Yeah.
500 billion. Are
Yeah.
we winning? Is that
No, we
winning?
lost. No.
Okay, so how the hell did Iran got their big homie, Skitty Pop Pop, and everybody else around him, and they not the number one in anything economically speaking? They're losing a lot of dough right now. How did they win?
Asymmetrical,
Warfare.
asymmetrical warfare.
Yeah,
Duh.
here comes
No,
the-
no. How did they win?
Right out
Their
of my
leader's
mouth.
gone. So it doesn't matter
took
that
the
your leader
words
got
right out of
deleted.
my
It's
mouth.
not a matter of the leader living or dying. It's a
Oh, that
matter
doesn't
of
matter.
like what
Yeah.
what exactly is the long term
And then
long
don't
term
get rich.
consequences for the United States
It
overall.
don't matter. America's
It
doing
does
good.
matter.
Since
It
Iraq,
really
America's
does
doing
matter.
good.
Let
We're
Since
me- let me-
Vietnam,
$35
America's
billion
doing
in
good.
debt.
We winning.
Let me-
You don't
due
know
to the war in
nothing.
the Middle
We
East, and
winning.
we have nothing to show for it. What do
We
we have
winning.
to show for it?
Maybe-
A
And the
large
Taliban
economy.
is still in power.
Hold on,
A
hold on.
large
I got
economy.
an answer for you. Hold on. One, because of all the tankers that were going in the Gulf because of the blockade, guess where they're coming now? They're coming to our Gulf.
USA.
They're coming to the USA. We're sending
Keep the little boy from the
them
big
back
table.
full with oil. So even if Iran isn't shipping out oil, you fucking neglect the fact that all those tankers are now sailing around to the Gulf of America or Gulf of Mexico, whichever way you want to look
America.
at it, depending on what political you side. Okay. And they're coming into Louisiana and fucking Texas to fill up. How are we losing? Plus, in January, we already
Wow.
took Venezuela. Venezuela is 100% ready for us to go ahead and turn on their oil fields and turn up their fucking processing plants and everything else. And they had the biggest deposit of fucking oil reserves. We went through all this in other lives. Y'all ain't paying attention to the shit we be saying.
Wait,
Okay, they
Yeah,
have
but watch this,
303
Ronan.
billion barrels, way above all the other OPEC nations. One, we have that. Okay, so we
Well-
didn't lose a step. We don't use Iranian oil at all.
Well,
Guess who
well,
was
okay.
using it before us? Venezuela. Okay, so once we took out Venezuela, Iran has nothing to do with Venezuela no more. Nor does China, because China was down there too. So we took out two objectives when we took Venezuela. But y'all
We
ain't
haven't
looking at
hit-
the
but
global
we-
picture. You look like you listen to current news and you're only seeing one aspect of a global fucking picture. We are not losing. We're actually winning. The only thing we're losing is we don't necessarily look like the good guys anymore. We have a morality thing where we always tried to look like the good guy while everybody else went and fucked up. We
Now
always
we
had
still
to
the
look
we
like the
we,
good
we
guy.
still the
you
good guys,
kidding me?
Ronan. And over here in Thailand, they were mad
Mm-hmm.
at America. As soon as Iran started to tax Thai ships, they said the Thai people and the government and the media was saying, well, that's why you getting bombed in the first place. We don't like you neither. So people just
Right.
shift their resentment like that when their interest is at issue. But what I'll say is most people will say we didn't win the Vietnam War, right? They'll say we lost. Okay. Well, during the Vietnam War, America GDP was 1 trillion. Today we're 29 trillion.
But
I
what was the
think
goal of
that
the
our
Vietnam
long-term
War?
success always succeeds the warfares that we're in. And Vietnam right now is in what? They got a 400 billion economy, and we have
they're still
29
communists.
trillion. And
They're
we
still
have 29
communists.
trillion.
What-
They're still losing, my guy. They're still
what was-
losing on all
What
metrics.
was the
Even if they're
objection?
communist,
What,
all
what
you
was
want.
the objective
Wait,
of the
even if
Vietnam
they're
We
War?
won.
what major
How
thing
did
can
we
they
win?
And,
do?
and,
on a
and,
global
they're,
scale?
they're not
Whoa,
only
whoa, whoa, whoa.
economists, they're capitalists too. They
How
still
did
have
Wait,
capitalism
hold on.
in their
I
economy.
got Daryl. Let me step in for a second because I kind of have to push back a little bit about what Ronald. Because what's
Push
going
back
on
on
in
you,
the
bro. We
Strait
waiting.
of respectfully, what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz? I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
Hormuz,
But
but it's
it's
okay.
not
Let us know.
necessarily the issue of just oil. There are also
Hamas.
other for example, right now
the
we're heading towards
GCC?
towards an energy crisis, a worldwide energy crisis.
Are
In
we?
Blah,
6 to
blah,
8
blah, blah,
months,
blah.
a lot of people are gonna find that their bills and their electricity and everything related to that
Blah,
is
blah,
going to go
blah.
up
Don't
exponentially.
matter.
Certain
For who
things that we use
Blah, blah, blah.
for computer parts, components,
Doom and gloomers.
energy. Things like, did you know from the Strait of Hormuz, about one
Blah,
third
blah,
of the
blah.
world's industrial
Hey,
helium is produced
KB,
there?
let's stop using those names though, just because I know it's cool and maybe clear with YouTube, but we know who you're talking about when you say let's just call them HM or somebody. But let's just try to steer away from the names. But go ahead.
What,
I'm gonna let you
what do you,
finish that, and I'm gonna read
No,
some of
no,
these chats.
that's all I'm saying because most people they think that the number one thing that is being exported from that particular strait is just oil. But no, it's not just oil. A huge percentage of the world's natural gas is coming from there as well. Things like helium and even things such as even
Stop
things
it, Miguel.
outside of natural gas, other industrial components that are byproducts for petroleum, large percentage of that is coming out from that region. So it's like when people were just kind of like, you know, hey, this is winning, motherfucker, this is winning. Shit, if this is winning, what's losing?
Yeah.
Come on.
Your
that's what I
life.
want to know.
But in Iran and in Vietnam, that's losing. We winning, bro. Look, bro, doom and gloomers can
What
talk all
you
day about
still
the dumb
haven't
stuff they
answered the
talk
you
about.
still haven't
That's
But
answered the
we
what
are
I'm
winning. And
question.
look, the
saying.
Have
Half
answer
you
is
the
the
checked
time, like
GDP.
he just
The answer is
dismisses
all the
it without
wealth.
actually
The
even
answer is all
getting
people
into
coming
it.
to America, regardless. The American dollar and the gold reserves is there.
now?
America's
Now,
winning.
now
There's
you're
losers in
grandstanding.
America.
You're
Always tripping.
grandstanding.
Always talk about gas prices going to increase. And then the majority, they never even
What
been
you
nowhere in the
mean?
Middle
That's
East.
how
Half of
most
these
people
people
live their
never
lives.
ain't been nowhere besides their
Exactly.
That's
mama's
how a lot of
basement. They ain't
Americans
never been a
live. They
diplomat.
look at
They ain't
things
never been a
like
soldier on
gas
the front
prices.
lines. They never
Jesus
made
Christ.
choices and decisions. They never lived in these countries. Shut up. They don't even got it. They barely got their passport. USA for the win, as always. The rest of the
Oh
world
my
knows
God,
it.
bro.
Yeah, real
We
quick,
dub them.
real quick.
We got them.
Hey,
Shout
Miguel
Get
out,
is
out of
y'all.
here,
using
man.
shit.
Y'all, real quick,
Get your
real
money.
quick.
Stop listening to losers. Get it.
Let me read this chat right fast. Hold on. Then we could pick back up where we left off. Shout out to YV in the building, the Scream sponsor. So we gotta put some respect on his name. He said the core reason why there are discrepancies to this simple question, is because of the mindset of men who was raised by women in terms of majority.
Facts.
Well, I got to no, it's not facts. I got to push back on
It
that because
absolutely is.
I was raised by my father. It's no secret, you know. So that's definitely not fact. I was
Hey,
not. My
hey,
mom abandoned me when I was 5. You know, I just have
An
common
exception
sense.
to the rule don't disprove the rule.
You think I'm the exception?
Well,
yo, you
that
got to
you
get to
said.
the other comment that Miguel said. That shit is
Okay,
classic, bro.
let me get to it. He said, I'll try to hurry along. Shout out to Miguel pulling up in the chat.
Miguel, you
Showing
on
bro.
one tonight, bro. Hit the link, bro. I want to
Hey, yeah,
hear some of
for
these
sure.
comments.
Miguel at the rooftop of CTG having a drink going in on y'all.
Jesus
For my
Christ.
reasons. Just shout out to Chalupe, went down here because of this. But shout out to you. Chalupe say China use Iran and Venezuela oil. Okay, shout out to you for that.
Mhm.
Is that true that China use Iran and Venezuela
Yes,
oil? Oh, I
yes,
did
and
not
we
know
cut
that.
them off. We cut them off, so they
Oh
screwed.
shit. Okay.
No, they're
They
not
get
screwed. What
screwed
do you
as a
think? What do
regular
you think the
planet,
consequences are? What do you think the
bruh.
Shout out to Lee
consequences of that
Majors
are?
in the building. Lee
First of all,
Majors
China
right
doesn't have
here.
a fucking navy, so even if China
They
threatens
do
to use
now.
their navy, their shit
They
is
do
paper.
now.
Man, if
Well,
you
they do
look at
now.
the
F
intel
China.
on their ships ain't shit. But go to
F
the
China.
next. Go to the next one.
Apparently
Then
the
go
Joe
move to
But
Biden
China,
hold on.
Darnell. Maybe they can
Yeah, that's a
give
fact.
you a haircut. Go
Nah,
down
they
to
ain't gonna, they
China.
ain't gonna accept him if he coming in walking like that. Shout out
Looking
to
like that, looking like a
you.
bunch of junk
Uh,
truck. Only
shout
America
out
can accept it. Go ahead,
real
Charlie.
quick. Shout out to Lee Majors, pulling
Yo,
up,
yo,
showing love
what's
in
up,
the
Lee?
chat. Lee say America need to focus on its own problems. Okay, for sure, for sure.
You need to stop policing the
Nah, that
world.
ain't fair. Nah. Y'all need to focus on your own damn problems. Stop talking about politicians. All y'all is broke. Let's
What?
get this clear, man.
There it
All
is.
y'all barely
Oh
got
my
$100
God,
saved
bro.
up, and y'all talking about the government. I'm on
There's
y'all
there's a
ass. Y'all
Come
talking
there's
about
your
the
on.
electoral
government.
right
Y'all
there.
talking about wars. Bro, launch a war in your household. Get your
I
household in order. Stop talking about the national debt. You're in debt. You got a degree in basket weaving. You didn't get your hair cut, ninja. Shut up. At the end of the day, y'all need to get y'all house in order and stop talking about these politicians. Mind your own business. Talking about
Bro,
what they doing in the
come on,
warfare.
man. Y'all, this nigga does the same thing every single time, bruh.
how?
Who?
First, it's like,
Who?
oh, let me tell you something. You need to go in and get your house in order. Shit, so nigga,
Yes. Look,
You
they
you
mad
do.
at it. They
make
don't
it
want to
make
hear it.
sense. So like
They fat, overweight. They
this entire
overweight.
time,
You listen
this
to the people who
entire
are
time,
overweight.
we're
They
talking
can't
about
control their
a
calorie
war
intake. But
in
he's
her
going to tell
mouth.
you about wars.
Not
These
this
guys are
entire
fat,
360,
time,
60
we're talking about
pounds.
geopolitics,
financially
and then this man's
insecure.
like,
They
well,
get
yeah,
no cootie.
like, look at you, you're
30%.
broke.
They get no
Yo,
Come on,
cootie,
bruh.
no box.
Keep
They
up.
got
Like,
no money.
does this
They
make sense to
overweight.
you?
They
Does
got
this
too
make
much
sense to
calorie
you?
intake.
Oh
It's
my God.
ridiculous.
Does
Women
this
are
make sense
outperforming
to you?
y'all. Y'all suck on all four cylinders. Y'all need some help. Stop talking about
Bruh.
politicians. You're fat, financially
Man,
illiterate, and
he's one of those
overweight.
people. He's one of those people. Like
Now I'm one of them people who tell you what it is. I'm not
people
going to
be
sit up
like,
here and tell you
nah.
it's the
People be like,
Illuminati,
hey,
it's the New
we're in a
World
financial
Order,
crisis,
it's the
and he'll turn
UN.
around and he's like, oh, well, then what are you doing? It's like, bro.
Yes, what are you
But
doing?
when you
Brush
look
your
at
teeth.
even when you
Your
look at
breath stink.
the straight H and
God
M,
damn.
1/3 to 50% of the global ammonia supply and urea supply used for fertilizer to feed people is being disrupted, bro.
Yes.
And then we're
Be
gonna sit here
quiet.
like,
What
oh,
is he talking
like,
about? That
what's
matters to
the issue?
nobody. That
Oh, it don't
matters to
matter to
It
nobody,
nobody.
matters.
It
bro.
don't
It
matter to
Let's
matters
keep
to
this
the
nobody.
product
It don't
farmers.
pushing.
matter to nobody. Of course, it
It
don't matter
matters
to
to the
nobody.
Losers,
it matters to the
overweight, never
farmers.
cam up. And when they
It don't
cam up,
matter
they
to
look like
nobody.
something
Come
crazy.
on,
This is what y'all
bro.
listening to? Cam
Well,
up.
first
Show your
first
face.
of all,
The
first
fuck
You
of
does
don't
all,
the
got your
can have
life in
to do with
order.
it? What does the
I
can
You
have to
don't,
do? I'm
because
not
if you're
understanding the
ugly and you're
logic. I'm not
overweight and you're
understanding the
failing at
logic.
life, I don't want to hear about
Oh
your
my
foreign
god.
policies, bro. I
All
don't want to
right,
hear what you think America should do because there's a lot of shit that you got on your to-do
man.
list.
There
You
we
talking
go.
about what
There we
America should
go.
do.
There we go, bro. There we go.
Now you
It
mad
makes
at
sense to you, but it
self-accountability.
doesn't.
say,
Wait, hold on,
guys,
This
Charlie.
shit does not
Charlie,
make sense.
where did we say
It
in the space that
this
men
does
hold
not make any
accountability?
sense, bro.
And then when I
Does
say
not
hold
make
some
any sense.
accountability on your chicken neck, you got 8 necks and you got a problem. You got a lot on to do on your list. You want to talk about foreign policies. You want to talk about some small hats. You want to talk about racism. How about you talk about your life and what you're doing? You're
Ain't
failing.
nobody talking about
That's what I'm
racism.
talking
No
about.
one's talking
That's what I'm
about
talking
racism.
about. Stop
People
talking
are
about
talking about
women.
people
That
are
all that
talking
when
about topics
You
that
talking about
directly
wars. I don't
affect
care.
them.
You
It
change your weight.
directly
That directly
affects
affects
them.
you. You
You
change
might
your
have,
household debt. That
there
directly
we go,
affects
bro.
you. I'm talking
There
about
we
your
go, man.
debt. You are broke. You can
But
barely get
what does
gas
not
down the
okay,
street.
let me
If the
ask you.
prices go up a
The
dollar,
topic,
then you can't feed
the
your
topic,
children. And I'm
the
telling you that's something you
all
need
right,
to
man.
take care of and stop talking about Iran. You can't feed your children. So if I
There we
say,
go,
hey,
bro.
focus on financial literacy, get your house in order, you mad at me.
There
I'm
we
trying to
go.
help you out.
It's a dumb argument. I'm not
Let's say,
mad
let's
at
say,
you. It's
let's
a
say the
bad
Iran. Watch this,
argument.
watch
It's
this,
a
watch
bad
this, Charlie.
argument.
Watch this,
It's a
Charlie.
bad
Iran war
argument,
stops
bro.
today. You still broke and can't feed your family. That's the problem. If the Iran war end and we never fight a war again, you
Oh
still
my
in debt.
god,
You
bro.
still fat. So let's
Here we
get to
go,
that
bro.
before you try to stop a geopolitics and international global politics.
You
How
see,
about you curve that?
this is what
Because
I
you
mean,
know
right?
what? It's easier
Because
to
this is what
ask
I
other
mean. Because
people to fix stuff
it's
because you
always
can't
gonna be
fix
ready to
yourself.
come in to
That's
just
the hard
swallow.
work. You can't
First, it
fix
was America
yourself.
first. It
You
was
can't fix
America first.
yourself.
People
You
come
can't
in
fix
and
yourself.
they come and vote, and then now we're in 2, 3, 4 multiple separate wars, and then now we have people telling us we have people telling us, oh, you just need to focus on yourself, bro. We put
Yeah, you're
politicians and
fat.
other
You're overweight.
people.
I've been saying that.
There we
I
go,
said that
bro.
before the
There we
Iraq
go.
war. Before the
There we
Iraq war,
go,
you
bro.
were fat. Before the Iraq
There
war, you
we
were
go.
financially distraught. You didn't have $100 saved. Stop blaming the war. The war's not the issue. Because you broke, it's the war's fault. Is
Bro,
that what we saying as men? Y'all not no damn men. Y'all busters. Y'all baby mama,
Okay, bro.
single parent household individuals. That's what you are. You're not men.
There we go, man.
So let me.
And your
You
father's a
can't
punk.
talk about
If he
shit,
was your
bro.
dad,
You
he
can't-
taught you that narrative.
No, unless because you just can't. You just came in and talk about. You just can't come in and talk about shit, can you?
I
Because
talked
there's
about it. I
always
can say
somebody-
whatever I
It's
want.
like, hey, bro. You know, look
y'all,
at
hold
you.
on,
Come
hold
on,
You got
man.
it, Charlie.
KB,
Hey.
Charlie,
hold
you
on.
know this shit is stupid. I don't even gotta say anything. You know it's
It
stupid.
don't say anything.
Hey, KB,
Stay
let me
still,
tend to the
ninja.
chat. Let me
Big
tend to
dog
the chat
holler.
right fast. Just 1 second. I
Yeah,
still
read
gotta
that one.
read this by Miguel. Shout out to Miguel. He say my Venezuelan shorty laying here with me just asked what are they saying about Venezuela? I told her Americans are coming with rubbers. Shout out to you, Miguel.
Hey,
Miguel
tell
going
her this.
What
Venezuela's
you
about to
drinking
be the
tonight,
new.
Miguel?
Hey, Miguel, tell her this. Venezuela's about to be the new Dubai. Let's put it that way. Because once that oil starts kicking off and they start cooking all that oil up, Dubai, that's a new Dubai. It's going to move over to Venezuela. I'm telling y'all. You better
Who's
get your
gonna
property
fund it?
now.
Who's gonna fund it?
Oh, what you mean? All the fucking companies going down there to process the oil plants. You don't think property values are going to go up?
That's a
You don't
fact.
think they're going to redevelop that whole fucking area to look like something like ultra modern? Come on, man.
The problem
Stop.
is we're running out of money.
Lupe say, "Watch your mouth."
We are
I got,
never
I
gonna
got
run out of money, bro.
$3.99 in my
Oh,
account.
don't ever say never.
Shout
Hey,
out to
shout out to you
Chalupa.
too, Lee. That's a lot. That's a good amount. Go ahead, do
Hey,
your
that's
thing.
more than most.
More than most.
Expect right. I'm not in debt, Goldilocks. Shout out to you for
Oh.
that.
Which one is Goldilocks? Are you talking about Darnell?
I don't know. He just died.
Who's Goldilocks? Expat. Because we
He
did see
might
the
be-
lot that he had.
No, Darnell do got some lot. If that's what we're gonna call him, but shout out to Darnell, bro.
Hey,
Dar-
hey, I still got hair on my head. God damn it.
No, that's a
Mm.
fact. That's a factoid. So shout out to you for that. You ain't taking care of it,
Hey,
but shout out.
I
to
ain't
you
even
for that.
taking no offense. Guess what? It's holding on. That
Hey,
motherfucker
hold
it's
on by
the wave
thread.
game.
holding on.
It's wavy.
And my wave game is on point. Where's your wave?
No, that's that mixed bloodline. Stop
It's
it.
holding on.
Mhm.
That's just mixed
Hey,
bloodline. That's
Yeah.
all.
Hey,
That's that
Ronan,
mulatto.
Right.
Ronan, put some rosemary in your food, some vinegar. It'll help.
Now you got to use that Monox.
Minoxidil.
Yeah,
don't work.
what's up, brother? How you doing?
Tried that before.
Work if you pick them up. Shout out to you.
Exactly. That's why I said kick dog hollers. KB,
Hey,
really
if you come, if
on
you
that,
say a
man.
good one, if you say a good pun and you got me, shit, I got no choice but to remember. Just say admit it. You got me on that one, brother. So shit, yeah. Shout out to you.
And basically,
Dardell.
let me
You
say
got
this.
a lot
In
of-
layman's terms, what O2O was basically saying is a dollar shouldn't be affecting you that much if you were making the kind of money you needed to make. Your priorities are out of fucking order.
What?
Okay. And
So,
that means
Ronan,
stop spending money on the fucking clothes and the fucking hair that you bitches buy or whoever, and start focusing on investing and putting your money in the right places. And then when that gas goes up by $1 for a little while, you're not fucking complaining. When the food
Charlie knows me. Charlie, come
when
on.
the food goes up because of
Come on.
transportation costs,
Yeah, for
stop
sure. No, I
complaining. You
thought you
should
was
already
gonna,
be anticipating these things.
It's like motherfuckers will say the stupidest thing and then they'll be like, hit dogs holler. What?
Aren't we supposed to have anywhere from 3 to 6 months worth of savings in our accounts so that if there is an emergency, maybe the government's doing something fucked up, it shouldn't affect you, right?
Yep.
If you're doing the right things. But if you're not doing the right things, then you start complaining about little things.
Complaining about asking Donald
No,
Trump
I
to
know,
lower the
listen,
price
listen,
on
listen.
eggs,
The reason
milk,
I say
avocados.
Listen, KB,
Hold
I
on.
know you make a decent amount of money.
Y'all
Stop.
sound
Don't
dumb.
interrupt me. I know you make a decent amount of KB. It wasn't meant for you. But it's meant for a lot of other people that are listening that don't make as much as you and that are complaining about the increase. I know you have a bleeding heart. You're bleeding for everybody else. You're in consideration of everybody else. Not necessarily you. Maybe it is affecting you. Maybe it isn't, KB. But mostly it's the people that make less than you that are really suffering. And if they're not on their game, that's why. They're spending on the wrong things. Change your spending habits.
My point about it, Ronan, is that it's not necessarily how much money you have personally. My point is the government shouldn't do things that don't make geopolitical sense. When Donald Trump and these people were coming into power, what you were running on, when you run on Make America Great Again, when you run on America First, when you run on these types of different things, it's not unfair that people hold you to those things. You were whining about gas prices 6 to 8 months before the election, and then now we're looking at these prices, and then it's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. What do you mean?
Crazy.
This is what you're laying on.
Y'all can't hold yourself to a budget. Y'all can't hold yourself to a budget. You can't hold yourself to a weight program. You can't hold yourself to so many things that's important to you and your family and how y'all live on this earth. But you want to hold Donald Trump or Biden accountable. To sit up here and say that a government, any government, left or right, is not going to make stupid mistakes, is not going to fumble the rock here and there, it's stupid. No government is supposed to just do everything right and make the perfect decisions. They're going to F up. They're going to make decisions. What I'm talking to people, what's real about your life is you making a change on your own life. So when that happens, meaning Biden or Trump fumbles the rock, you will be okay. I don't even like America, make America great again. I like to say make Americans great again. You have to become better. It's not about the country. It's about what you could do for yourself, not what you could do for your country. I'm asking you to do better for yourself.
Okay.
Shout out to that.
Yep, I got my 100.
Shout out to that.
Y'all got y'all.
And it's not only money, though. It's the other things I said. Work on yourself. Work on your health. Work on your spirit. You have to work on this. Talking and arguing about Iran, do that. Okay, I'm not even going to tell you to shut up and stop doing that. But you got to do the work on yourself. And as I look at the statistics, you guys are not. Make yourself first before you talk about what another man should do in power to make America great. Make yourself as an American great. That is not bad advice. Because as I say, if the debt just was wiped away right now, let's say I could do it. The debt is gone, Ronan. Charlie, the debt is gone. You are still broke and have issues and are overweight. Your life does not change.
I mean, that's a good speech. You know what, Robert? I got to mention this, Charlie, because it's a good speech. But let me give you a real life example on
Let's hear women needs.
All right,
go ahead.
Let me give you one example. Right, I use previous contract. I worked for a company because of the new tariffs that were placed in by the government. Right. On all products coming out of Mexico, they manufacture all their products and things like HVAC, cores, things like that within he ain't even paying attention. Within Mexico, and he's gonna come back and say the same thing because of the tariffs that were being put into place. What they decided to do was they just instituted a new intercompany policy where what they would do is they would literally take it from Mexico, transfer it all the way to Chile, transport it for 28 hours to go to Chile just so that they can put it on another boat and then transport it to America. Just so that they can save about $10 to about $35 million in tariffs. What the hell was the purpose of the government doing something like that? Because when the government does something like that, not only does it impose taxes on businesses, right? And the government might have to actually pay trillions of dollars back on those tariffs. But on top of that, it makes it more. You tax the consumer, and then you make it harder for Americans to even get hired because of the business uncertainty that was created. What the fuck was the reason? So yes, it does matter. It does matter because it affects a lot of people.
Wait, hold on. Here we go. Good. All right, we heard the violin. We heard the women excuse. This is the proof in the space. Men don't hold themselves accountable. Men are not architects of their own destiny. That's what I'm saying. No government can hold me down. I don't care if it's Biden. I don't care if it's Trump or Obama.
Get off your
I'm going
damn
to do what I'm going to
soapbox.
do. We're different. That's why I got different results, Darnell, and my beard is trimmed. Don't talk to me while I'm speaking. At the end of the day,
tomatoes at this guy.
He knows it's not.
you
He
can
knows
throw.
that's not
You
the
don't have a
point.
tomato in
He
your
knows
fridge
that's not the
because you
point.
can't afford them because the
Come on,
price
he
increased.
knows that's not
So
the
let me
point,
say what
bro.
I
He
got. I
knows that's not the
goddamn
point.
say.
Price have increased on
He
tomatoes.
knows that's
I
not the
could,
point.
Yeah, the price has
Come
increased
on.
on tomato. The problem is you, man. You're making the problems. That's it. I got out of the military after serving in Iraq. I was looking at my 4 years. It was the end of the crisis, if you do the math. I came out, I was at the bottom of the housing crisis. I could complain about Wall Street. I could complain about subprime mortgages. I got busy. I made it happen, period. Nobody's going to hold me back. It wasn't goddamn Biden or Obama or whoever the hell was the president back there holding me back. So I don't want to hear the excuse. Miss me with the excuses. I'm dodging them like Neo. At the end of the day, worry about that. I don't want to hear all that dumb stuff that was just regurgitated for the last 5 minutes about, well, see, the import came in. Get another hustle. Find another way. That's always been people's issue.
Let me
What the
tell you
hell?
this.
Oh, my God.
Your ancestors was enslaved, bro, and they had to leave the South and try to find opportunity to build out Black Wall Street. Y'all some punks. Y'all some busters.
Glory, hallelujah.
And Darnell, you got to get your hair cut, then you could come back and talk. Go ahead,
Hey,
Charlie.
real quick. Shout out to my good brother Worldwide Navy pulling up, showing love. Shout out to Expat. I want to really get to. Hold on, let me get to that. I want to really get to what Chris said. Chris Patterson said. Bro, I told you how to change that too. I'm gonna hop on the call with you and we're gonna walk through changing that. He said CC lives matter. Well, CC lives. I just threw in the matters, but yeah, shout out to you, bro.
Talking loud but ain't saying nothing.
Nah, you have to. That's a back.
Not
office
to a
conversation.
brokey, not to a buster. You can't hear me. I'm living it. I don't need to talk. I'm living it. How about that,
Let me say this.
Buster?
A lot of y'all move across these because you feel like it's a better way of living. The food is healthier. Hey, whatever your excuse is and whatever things make you happy, go ahead and do that. I already told y'all, within 2 to 3 years, I'm going to be right back in America. So if I was scared about prices and everything, I'd be sitting here flipping out too. But if I go in prepared, if I'm sitting here doing the things I need to do in order to generate the income to compensate for the difference, what does it fucking matter to me? I'm going to go wherever the fuck I want. Nothing affects me but me.
Ronan,
Fucking
what do you
government.
tell?
Lee Major writes. He said, "Old boy needs some box. Too many insults."
Hey,
Now-
you know what's funny, Charlie? That's just like a black man. Low energy. That's what he thinks defines the world.
Nigga, he got you,
Low
bro.
energy
Low
black
energy.
man.
He got you,
Low
nigga.
energy black male.
Don't
That
try to
ain't
play it
got
off
you.
now.
Look how
On a
stupid your
serious
circle
note-
is.
On a
Look how
serious
stupid
note,
your circle is. You seen Darnell up here with him. You think he'd get any
Oh,
box?
God.
At the end of the day, that defines you. See, you giggling, but look at your life.
I
Look at your
admit I
life
don't get
and look
any
at
box.
mine.
I mean, that's no.
I could bring my baddie up here on the screen, unlike y'all. Y'all ain't even
Bring
got
her.
nobody. So
Bring
shut
it.
up.
Do it.
Shut up. Nah, not for
Bring
you,
her.
pervert, to look at.
Bring her.
She
Oh, now
can't be
you a
around you
pervert?
peasants. You can't be around you peasants.
Yeah,
He
I'm-
been a
I'm-
pervert.
I'm-
He been
Yeah.
one. He
Yeah.
can't. We can't even
Hey,
convince him to get a
he said
shave
cap.
to go out there to date a girl. So you picking the cap for the wrong man.
Yeah.
Don't try to
Yeah,
save Darnell. Save
Eric,
yourself.
I guess the beard makes me a
Terry, we need
pervert,
you to
but
elaborate
okay.
on that. He said, "Dude has a delusion of grandeur." Yeah, for sure. Elaborate who you talking about and what do you mean by that? Shout out to you for that, though, bro.
I think it's crystal clear on who he's talking about. You know, there's only
Well,
been
I
one
don't
man
want-
on
they
a
say when you-
soapbox the whole time.
They say
But-
when you assume you make an ass of yourself, so I will try to avoid that.
Well, I guess
Shout
I'm
out
gonna
to
have
that.
to be the donkey of the day then. But
You've been there
I'll
when
say
you
this.
started opening your
But let
mouth
me
and
say
saying what
this.
you were saying.
yeah, well, it takes two to do the tango there, O2O. But let me say this to
I'm winning in
Ronan's
life.
point.
I don't complain. I'm not up here
So you
crying that
say-
I need some help. Am I?
So you say
That's you, buddy.
So you say
Stay in your
so you
lane.
say-
Help yourself
Yeah.
first.
All right.
So, but let
What you got for me, Darnell?
Yeah, I wanted to respond to Ronan's point about So what do you tell, Ronan and O2O can chime in too afterwards. What do you tell the farmers of America? What do you tell them, when their farms are shuttering, their expenses, their fertilizer has gone up in price, because remember, these guys aren't broke. They're not losers. They feed America. They make America strong.
Listen, hold on, Daryl. I got a solution for you. I got a solution for you. You need to stop complaining about these farmers and go in your apartment and start growing your own food. That's what you really need to do. All right?
I do.
I'm tired of hearing that. All right, I'm tired of hearing that. You need to
I
grow.
don't know if you can pick up on it, Darnell, but he's being sarcastic.
Yeah, I mean, you need to have motherfucking rice patties.
No, real talk. Real talk. When I come back, I plan on buying land because my lady likes to plant.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you can't grow 3,000 calories of food in your apartment, bro. I'm just being facetious. Go ahead, Darnell. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was just saying that, with the cost of fertilizer, farmers are getting squeezed.
I got what you're saying, Darnell. But guess what? Guess what? When you use your brain, Darnell, it's a hell of a drug. Look, go look it up. Hold on, shut up. Let me land my plane. 97% of farmer households in the United States have higher wealth than a U.S. household. They average around $1.9 million in net worth.
They're going
medium
right
medium
now.
is 1.6 million. Commercial farms is a 3.9 million. So let's just go with medium farms. Let's not use the commercial. That's like big industry. They're mostly asset wealthy and they're beating the average Americans. Do they have problems in their business model? Yes. But are they broke and busted and disgusted? No. You are dreaming of the wrong class of people. Get your brain up, Darnell.
No, that's not true.
That's not what he was saying. But what
you
he was saying,
farmers.
like when you
farmers are dealing with issues in the marketplace. Farmers are not busted and disgusted. They have to figure out how they're going to override the issues in their industry, just like in the industry. All industries are facing some headwinds. You don't think sellers and merchants were dealing with issues during tariffs?
I don't think that's what Darnell was saying. What he was saying.
What are you saying? Go ahead, Darnell.
What he was saying was when you take a look at for example, when you take a look at the farmer's business model, it's not a matter of like they have enough cash to cover these types of things. It might cost them $250,000 to buy a tractor, but they really do need that tractor in order to harvest their food. And even within farmers here in America are heavily, heavily subsidized. Corn farmers, soy farmers.
Helping them.
So, it's not just these farmers. It's not just a matter of, their business model not working. It's a matter of
I didn't say it didn't work. I said they're having issues. It's a volatile market. And they have subsidies. So the government is assisting out of your mouth.
But the
so he said, go ahead, Darnell. Ask the question again. Go to Darnell. What is it again? Go ahead. Be more clear.
The problem is the subsidies,
you said, what would I say to farmers? Go ahead.
The mom and pop farmers, they don't get those subsidies. It's actually corporate farms. All right.
No, I just told you the stats. Most of the net worth is good. What are you talking about?
We're not talking about the net
worth. Look up
worth.
the stats.
They still need liquidity to pay for things.
Exactly.
It matters.
That's
the net worth matters.
It's
subtraction of the positive plus the negative. Okay, y'all financially illiterate. You got it. Y'all got it. Net worth don't matter. It don't matter if you got no money.
The liquidity.
Net worth matters, bro.
Will you shut up? God damn it! Shit.
No, I'm not going to shut up. Net worth matters.
I got a collar around my goddamn neck. I can't talk. But the thing is that the doggone farmers.
All right, Brokey. You right.
They're getting.
You right, Brokey. All right.
Okay.
What are they getting squeezed out of? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. What are they getting squeezed out of? Their land? They're getting squeezed out of what? The higher cost of production of their product? What are they getting squeezed out of?
They get squeezed by the distributors and corporations like Walmart. Okay, Walmart, and I did the research on this. I've been looking at doomsday scenario stocks. The reason why Walmart does so well in recession, has anyone questioned why Walmart does so well?
I know how their business model works. What do you mean?
Yes, they
time
squeeze
on shelf. Do you understand time on shelf?
it's not just that. They squeeze.
No, but do you
their-
understand
they
what
squeeze
time
their
on shelf
suppliers.
means? Do you understand what time on shelf means?
Yes, sir. The thing
You
is,
have to
though,
roll
is-
so much product on those shelves out at
Mhm.
a consistent basis, or they remove you.
yes,
That's their business model. It hasn't
yes,
changed.
but they also squeeze their suppliers. In other words, they're
Of course they
undercutting.
do.
They're using because they had such a large
But you
distribution
don't
network.
have to agree to it. If you don't want to be in that system, don't agree to it.
You
Some of
wait,
them,
watch it.
have a choice.
Ronan.
Not really.
Ronan.
When the
Okay.
biggest
Some-
game in
some people
town
don't
is
have a
Walmart,
choice.
do you
Yeah.
really have a choice?
Bro,
Yeah.
Ronan, this is the America. This is the amazing part about the internet. 90 to 95% of U.S. farmers survive in year 5. If you go take it to year 10, it's 70 to 80. They survive much higher than normal businesses. So farming is the worst aspect of business that y'all could pick. It has a higher success rate than most any other business. So you up here trying to create this narrative that these ninjas are losing, but as soon as we go to the data, I showed that the net worth was completely fine.
Okay,
They're outperforming
okay.
most people.
If that
I
was
also
true-
show, hold on. I also show that their businesses survive more than any
Miguel,
other businesses in America, and it's still not good enough.
But if
What
that
in
was
the heck?
true, why did President Trump during his first term have to bail out
Bro,
the
it's the
farmers?
stats.
If they
I
were-
can't
if they
talk to
were
what
winning-
Trump did and what. Look at the
No,
stats.
but
So
that
that wait,
is
hold
not
on.
the
So the
fact.
stats is a lie. So the stats is wrong
Well, it's gotta
because
be.
No,
Trump did
no.
this.
That's not what he's
Come
saying.
on.
What he's saying is the farmers themselves, they get consistently bailed out many
Yes.
times within the history of the United
So
States.
the government. Wait, hold on. So
not
you mean
that-
the government
it's
is
not-
supporting them
It's
and
not
they're
that
helping them out?
yes,
Yes.
without the without
Okay,
the
okay.
gov-
So wait,
without
hold on.
those
Is that bad
subsidies
or
from-
good? Because I could have
No
swore
one's
y'all ninjas was
arguing that.
talking
No
about the
one's
government
arguing
helping it
that.
out.
But what people are saying is that that number is artificial. It's artificially high because
again-
the government steps in to subsidize these businesses that would have otherwise failed.
Wait, hold on.
Who
This is the
could be
funny part. Y'all
shocked?
ninjas were just complaining that government was fighting Iran. They was doing all these wars. They didn't care about people and they weren't helping out the normies. And then here I gave you a model. And even through your own admission just now, the government subsidized farmers, support farmers, so much so that as we see, not only is their net worth good, but their success rate in business is amazing. And then so what's the problem here?
That's not the
That's
point
our
that we were
misleading.
talking about.
Because
remember?
wait, hold on. Wake up. China subsidized their farming. India subsidized their farmers. Everywhere in the world, you nincompoops subsidize farmers.
Not decomposed. That's crazy.
Brahms.
It's
See,
a-
these guys don't perform in the real world. So they just intellectually masturbate, and then they come on the internet with all their hatred and excuses, speaking womanese, and talk about all these damn excuses. Look at that story that they were about to draft up, Charlie, about the poor farmer. What would you say to him? I would say, hey, damn, your net worth pretty good. We subsidized your big head, and then you got 80% success rate. So get the hell out my goddamn office, farmer, and keep doing what you're doing.
Let me say this real quick. At the end of the day, regardless whether they produce one thing or a whole bunch of things off of that land, what do they still own? What is still an asset that they still own? The fucking land.
They didn't even
That's
know that
the
was an asset, Ronan. They don't even know that. They don't even know what that means.
They have all this fucking land, and all of a sudden they're suffering somehow. I don't get it. How are they
So-
suffering? They still own
then
land. They still have an
real
option to
Real
sell
quick,
if they
hold
want.
on, hold on.
Why did
Hey,
Bro,
Trump
y'all
have to
could have
bail
picked.
them out?
Wait,
Hold on,
Charlie
why
Why
did
speaking.
President Trump
Hold
have to
on.
bail them out?
Charlie
Darnell,
speaking.
Darnell,
Chill
hold
out.
on right fast. Let me read this from McGill. You said he's right with the collar around his neck. He can't talk. That's a whole lot of BS he is regurgitating.
God
Shout
damn.
out to-
About
Yeah.
farmers?
Miguel
that's what he
is
was
spitting all kind of. Oh my God! I needed Miguel on the panel tonight, bro. I know.
Hey,
you
he
with
goes
your
on
lady.
to write.
I know you up with your girl, so I
He
get it.
also goes on to write. Come on.
Stay with your girl.
TK. I'm pretty sure he mean KB. Those fancy numbers don't mean nothing. Shout
Hey,
out to you.
I mean, his fancy numbers mean something though. He didn't mind commenting it. Shit.
It then Drew right nincompoop. Yeah, But guys, I think this has been a very intriguing conversation. We're gonna because this
I
is
like how
30
we
minutes.
moved it off of the women and got down to the numbers, though. I
Well,
like
here's the
that.
thing. This is what I want to say, and
Yeah.
I know it's gonna start up another conversation, which I mean, I cut that. But Darnell and KB, would you guys say that you are male feminists?
The fuck this? I don't identify as a feminist. Fuck.
No, I've been
Nigga, what?
called a misogynist asshole. Okay, so
Well,
no, I definitely don't.
hold on, Charlie. The thing is like, damn, can't the sister have civil rights? Shit, just
What?
let her have the rights.
Rights? What you mean?
God damn.
It's unique that you say that because it is actually proven throughout history that when the feminist movement started, that it was part of to separate the black woman from the black man. So there's that.
I'm not arguing with you on that. I'm just saying that, you know, let them be equal. What they do in the bedroom or
No,
in their
I want them
personal
to be
relationships
equal.
is
Like
different, but let them
listen,
be equal under
if
the
they
law. Let them be
listen,
equal.
I want them to be equal. If they draft you to the war, I want them to draft the female lookalike of you to the war too.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Carla.
Carla, yeah.
Hey, Lee Majors,
Carla.
real quick. Lee Majors, land is only valuable if somebody wants the land, wants that land. And here's the thing: there's only so much land. It's always going
Especially
to have
farming
land.
land. All land you can't farm on.
There's only so much land that you can own. There's only so much space on the planet. What you mean? It's always going to be worth something.
I'm gonna say, this brother say no one is getting drafted. What the F? Oh well, what is the
Yeah, they
fact
are.
that they did move the number from what was it, 36 to 42?
Yeah,
They did move that number,
that's
so
In
that's
certain,
a
yeah, in
sign.
certain branches,
That's a
yeah, in
sign of
certain
things to
branches, they
come.
went different. Yeah, in
yep.
certain branches,
Shout
they
out to
did.
Tam. She writes Miguel. She said, all land is valuable, ninja. Hey, Miguel going ham tonight, bro. Shout out to McGeezy in the building, man. What you got
He
going?
over there feeling good. He's sipping his little
Yeah.
alcohol. Got his little lady laying next to him, and they
Not
sitting here
just his little
tripping
lady,
at the
his
whole thing.
Venezuelan.
Yeah, his little. I didn't want to go into the racing part, but yeah, he got a nice little lady laying next to him, sipping on a drink and being highly entertained because you definitely shooting from the rafters, man. You got
Yeah,
some
for
sniper
sure.
shots tonight off.
Yeah, Miguel doing his thing. Real quick, anybody want to leave us with some parting words? And I get it, we all have a lot to say, but if we can make it like 30 seconds or less, we don't want to
No,
end the whole.
you can't
That was
end the
directed to
show.
somebody.
You can't end the show, man. This is a cliffhanger, man. You can't end the show on this.
That's what's gonna make him come back. And then when we come back, listen, we gotta be continuous. When we get back, Darnell gonna cam up and he gonna have a haircut and a shaved beard.
No, he ain't gonna do it. I've tried it so many times, but
Darnell, do you
Nah,
need a cash out, my good brother?
he ain't
I
gonna.
don't need no
You have
cash
to lay
app.
$1,000 bet down. He still wouldn't do it.
No. We ain't gotta do a bet. I gotta, starting to heat up, so it's time to shave this damn thing
Let me
off.
ask you
All
this,
right, we're
Darnell.
going
And
in.
here's the thing: there's no judging over here at Charlie Chan TV. Do you like women?
Of course I do. I was engaged twice.
Oh, okay. I just
You need
listen.
to put
If you
some
don't
respect
like,
on my man. Golly. Shit.
no, I'm just
Hey,
saying, like,
Oh, man.
hey, come
hey,
on, KB. You
hey,
know me.
hey,
KB, you got them pork chop
There's
sideburns.
been
I'm
plenty of
checking
men that
what's
have
going on.
married just to shield the fact that they might go the other way. Now, let's not pretend.
Yeah, that's true. But as far as my, there's a difference between you're just not good with women and then being gay. There is a difference.
Shout out to you.
Oh, so you're saying you're good?
Right.
Wait. Let's read into that a little bit.
No,
So you're saying you're good with women, you're just
he's
not good with
gay because he's
engaging
not good with
or
women.
getting women to stay with you. So you're saying you're good with women.
No, I never said I was good with women. I said
Oh,
there's a difference between
I
not.
didn't want to confuse that.
You didn't have to say that, my brother. We got you.
What's it? Lee Major. He go on to write. Let me check you out. I'm narrating from two screens. That's why it's slow to pull up. But I forgot to. Hold on. Let me pull up Miguel's first.
Yeah,
Shout out
if
to
you don't
my
mind,
good brother Prime in the building, kicking shit like a kung fu instructor, man. Shout out to you, man.
Hey, Charlie, if you don't mind me asking you a question, what's with the string thing? Because I noticed other YouTubers doing the same concept. What is that?
Well, honestly, from my standpoint, for one, is people that's going to watch it on their phone, and there's people going to watch it from their computer and their TV. Those are two different platforms that the screen is optimized to show them the best version on those screens. So
Ah,
the up and down screen is for the phone, and the other screen is for your TV or your laptop. It
Right.
depends on what device
Plus,
that
if
you're
you're
using.
watching it on TikTok, because you can stream directly into TikTok. People look at their
oh, okay.
phone vertically, and you can actually assign just that vertical side to a TikTok stream.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Okay.
I was just curious. Appreciate
I
it.
forgot to add this. Yeah, no, you good. Lee Majors go on to right. He said, "No, all land is not valuable. Only if the land can produce items or whatever to make money off of it." Shout
You
out to
didn't say that out loud, brother. I have respect for you, man. Don't say that out loud.
you.
Man.
One
Don't say
person
that.
trash is
Well, I
another
mean,
man's treasure.
the
Shout
thing
out
is,
to you.
he does have a point. Like, if you were to say swampland, for example, it is tough to build on swampland. Do you guys know what you got to do to build on swampland? You
Yes.
know, you got to put pylons
Some
down.
people, yeah, and that's not a hard thing to do.
It is hard, man. It's very tough,
Listen,
man.
they built what's that the thing that the Dubai boy made where he got the little
Yeah,
palm tree joint. The man made a whole
Yeah,
cluster of
just throwing the
islands
sand
out
up
there,
in the
bro.
water.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you want to do it, you'll do it.
he drudged it up the
but
sand. So I'm sure if he
but
could do that, you could build something in the
I
swamp,
like the
bro.
way Darnell brings up the most extreme examples when he
Yeah.
talks.
I mean,
it's
that's not
not
extreme.
not
Florida
extreme.
is the
It's not.
swamp.
Yeah,
But we're not talking about
look at
Florida
New Orleans.
specifically.
Okay.
We're talking
Look at
about
New Orleans.
farmland.
Majority of
Hold
Let me
Florida is
read
not a
this. Let me
swamp.
read this
Were
from
we
my
not
good
talking
brother
about
Prime.
farmland? The farmland and swampland are two different things. So if we're talking about there's still value in farmland, and you bring up swampland, that's not the same thing.
Idiot.
Yeah,
Well,
but
no,
you're saying,
Right.
but
because
you said
they're
all
talking
land.
about all land is valuable,
Mhm.
and he's like, not necessarily. It depends.
Yeah,
You know.
I think that's a good
yeah.
point. Real quick. Let me read this from my good brother Prime. He say, shout out to KB. One thing he gonna do is stand on what he believe in, what he believe regardless. Shout out to you.
Man,
Tam say, I'm finna try to do my Tam impression. Primey. Shout out to Tam. I tried my best, guys. He said, let another biblical portions come then tell me that land is invaluable. Fuck out of here. Shout out to Miguel. He said, Miguel's standpoint that land is valuable no matter how you look at it. What does it seem like? At the White House.
Okay. So
Okay.
I just did this for shits and grins. Okay. Even when y'all think something is a negative, like swampland, okay, there are so many different things, diverse crops that come out of wetlands. So even if you had a whole bunch of fucking swampland, you can grow rice, vegetables, fruit trees, forage crops. There's all kind of fish and stuff that you can swim out of swampland. You can turn it into something productive, even though people talk down about swampland. There's a lot of things that can come out of wetlands that are profitable. So yes, swampland can be a productive thing, and you can make money off of it.
Darnell say that's not true because he grew up on a swampland. He say that's not true.
And they
No,
weren't trying to do
I
it.
never grew up on swampland. I just know it's difficult
You
to
just
build
look like
on.
you came from the swampland. That's
Thank you for that, O2O. But one, it's difficult to build on. I mean,
Yeah,
just
that-
look at the city of New Orleans. It fucking sinks. You know, no matter what they do, it sinks. You know, they got to keep trying to amend it.
Again, don't build on it. Use it as, like I said, wetlands. Grow something on it.
Yeah.
Be productive with it. Put a fishery there. Hello, you can do things to be productive with the land.
Hey, real estate ain't free in New Orleans, regardless.
I think the point Darnell was saying is like not all land is valuable. Yeah, you can build
Okay,
stuff on swampland, but
look at his bank
Not all
account.
people-
I would not listen.
Listen. The truth of it is, not all people see the perception of value in all land.
Well, okay, what about tundra?
The truth of it is.
Tundra. Do you
Because
think tundra is
Closing
valuable?
statements, like Charlie
everything
said.
about land is what? Location equals value.
No one's arguing. No one's arguing that
Yeah.
location doesn't equal value. People are just
Okay,
saying
so
not
then
all
you
land is
guys
valuable, like
know that
tundra.
you
It's
don't
not.
value
Come
swampland
on.
as highly as land somewhere else. But it does have value.
Tundra?
Yeah, because it would be free if it didn't. So, but
Yeah,
yeah,
No, you,
Charlie, go
tundra.
ahead.
You can't grow nothing on tundra.
whatever, man.
You can't. Yeah.
Shit,
What
I
can
don't,
you
I
grow
don't
on
see too
tundra?
many people wanting to live in the northern Siberia. They must have not liked that location too much.
Yeah, people living in
Start
Alaska,
making
and they
money.
fine
People
with it.
willing to fight for it.
Certain type of people that like
Of course, but Alaska has oil. It's really the only reason people are
the
there.
only reason you live in Alaska is because of the
And
oil.
go
it's
on to
worse.
right. It's subjective, for sure. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and close out, man. I don't know, depending on, well, I gotta stop doing that. Let me get you guys' opinion. I'm looking at my screen and I'm pointing at my computer. Um, I'm thinking about running another marathon. What's you guys' in what's you guys' thought on that? In OTO, I'm sure you're gonna tell me I'm broke and I need to keep grinding so we can say that. No, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you, OTO.
But here's the thing: both me and O2O, we live on the.
Y'all
on
both
the
think
Asian
I'm broke?
country.
Damn.
No. Listen, we live in Asian countries, so we can support the lie because of the fact that while everybody's sleeping there, we're wide the fuck awake. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah. No, there's
It's
there's
up to
definitely
you.
nothing wrong with it.
It's up
I'm
to
saying
you
that.
whether you gonna stay on that long. I mean, me and Fearless pulled like 11 and some hour live the other
Yeah, I'm trying to get away from
3 or
those,
4
man.
weeks
You know
ago.
what I mean? Yeah, I gotta at least get monetized, and that's my goal is to get monetized. You know what I mean? Like say, and then I'm at the point to now my subscriber count is getting higher, but they're also starting to drop off because I'm past that 365 days from my
Yeah,
first
you got
real
to
live
keep
on in.
rotating in hours. Why do you think I get on
Right.
lives? You got to rotate in hours.
Yeah, for sure. So she said it's subjective, like yeah, for sure. So, but yeah, with that being said, you guys, you said you have no idea the amount of rare earth minerals that are under the tundra.
Yep,
Oh shit,
that's
I
very
didn't.
true.
Yeah. So you guys wanna say anything before we get up out of here because I'm still like anytime it's like I be trying to keep between 2 and 3 hours, but anytime it's like 4 hours and less, it's easier for me to come back on the next day because I could get off and still do some work because YouTube unfortunately not paying me. My good brother YV pulled up tonight and threw your boy a cash out, man, and I sincerely appreciate YV. Shout out to
Shout out
you.
to YV.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, now any of you brothers wanna leave that up there while we close out. Any of you brothers wanna say
Like
anything
I
before
said,
we
it's
get up
all
out of here?
perception.
Yeah.
I always say it's always perception. Everybody has a different point of view. Even with this conversation and all conversations, everybody has a different lived experience. They have a different level of learned experience, and it's all perception and perspective. Based on where you're standing, you're going to see something a little bit different than the other person standing across from you. Not that you guys are wrong at any one point, but you just have a different perspective on the topic. It does nobody's one thing is 100% wrong or right, but it's just a perspective. And when it comes to whether some people have, even with men and women being equal, at the end of the day, we have a different perspective than maybe a woman would have. I would have loved to have a woman on and have her be honest about how she feels about whether there's equality or whether they feel like there's a gained advantage, especially in America, with the laws that they have over men, to where now they can leverage the law and advantages they have against men.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Nobody talked about that. But at the same time, we got off into another aspect of, what we're dealing with today. But I like the topic. I wish we could have went more in depth, and I definitely would have loved to have a couple women on the panel that actually spoke to being honest about it. Other than
Well,
that, man,
we may
keep
do
going.
our men and women equal part two, but like say and it's always gonna be skewed, depending on where you look at it from. Like you say, you got. I think I'm not gonna say they're women, but we got the opinion of women tonight from Darnell and KB because
Oh
Oh
god
my
damn.
god.
no, I'm just
Damn, bro,
Woo!
y'all niggas be hating on
Right,
women for
right.
no reason. Shit, there was a
Tell
time
me
where black
about it.
people were seen as an underclass here. Why
Here,
exactly can a woman just have a right to vote? Just be
here it is.
treated all right.
At a
God
Here,
minimum.
damn.
here it is.
He's motherfucking peanut butter and jealous. Fuckers hate us because they ain't us.
that's fact to it. He said, who need a woman on the panel when Super Sims KB speaking
Yeah.
on?
Wait a minute. 2 days ago, I wasn't a simp back then. I was
Hate us.
I was an asshole and all this other shit. You had a whole panel. Matter of fact, Charlie, you was simping harder than I was. I mean, shit. Let's call a spade a
Elaborate,
spade.
please. Let's call a spade a spade.
Elaborate my ass. Go back and play the live.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
all
I
you
I
have
be
to do.
catching Charlie too. He be like, "Oh, when you gonna make that little sandwich for me, baby? Oh, I'm coming straight out
Never.
the I'm coming home."
Never.
So, yeah,
Never.
you be singing
Never.
along to those R&B
KB.
songs.
Over there, you
KB, you
feeling
better
real
not
good.
ever introduce me to your girl because I feel like I'm gonna lure her away with a KFC box. Hell, come
He
on.
said
Ah,
KFC
dog.
box.
And I know Charlie, Charlie, because Charlie, I ain't even want to say anything because I was trying to be nice. But when you said you were gonna run that marathon, who you
That's
fooling, bro?
crazy. That's crazy.
Nigga, you gonna walk that marathon? Stop lying.
Okay.
Are you gonna run a marathon, bro?
That's
You
crazy.
gonna walk that marathon? Nigga, stop lying.
That's what they call it, Lee Major. He's free minded.
Yeah, but
Man,
yeah,
shout
let
out
me
to y'all.
but let me say this, when it comes to our men and women are equal, like I said, I mean, it's one of those things, it's like an old school RPG, man. We got our strengths, we both have our strengths, and we both have our weaknesses. Okay. There are some things men can do better than women, and there are things that women can do better than men. You know?
Absolutely.
So I mean it's kind of it's kind of one of those oxymoron like questions.
No, it's
okay?
not. No, it's not. You need
It
to
is.
define what women can do better than men besides give birth.
Women are much better multitaskers. Men, we typically focus on a task. We do that task better, but we focus on one task. Women can multitask and do a bunch of things a lot better than men can. I've seen it happen.
I don't believe
You know?
that for 1 second.
Oh yeah, no, it's true.
It's
It's
true.
I
very
mean,
true.
women do got certain like attributes that men don't have.
I still haven't heard any.
They have a
Is it-
vagina. I tend to enjoy
I
that.
said beside give birth, which all those things.
That's not
encompass
all what a
giving birth.
vagina's for.
I
though.
said multitasking. That is a gift. If you can,
That
if you
is
got
not.
the ability to multitask,
Well, I will say
you're
this. I
more
will say
productive. You
this.
could be more productive.
There's
I know
actually
some women that can't multitask to save their fucking lives. What you mean?
I'm sorry.
well,
say that
no.
again?
What I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's
is
just a
this.
human skill set that any human can develop.
Yeah,
I don't know
even
if
men.
Yes,
about the
but
vagina.
women,
The vagina
women,
gives you the ability to multitask or estrogen.
but
I'm still
women,
waiting
They,
for
or
it.
they,
that
they, they
not
call
being
that
a thing.
super V.
That's
That's
exclusive.
super vagina.
Yeah, okay, it's the
Besides
super
for
V
birth,
gene.
Yeah,
Got
that's
it.
Besides for
Got it.
birth, what is exclusively a gift that women have that men don't have?
I don't think such a thing exists,
Thank you.
Yeah, don't it?
but I don't think that's necessarily true for
I can't
men
let you
either.
say that out
That
loud
may
and
be
say that
typical.
I'm gonna
women
look
have
that up
certain
because
things they
I
can do
got a
better.
couple things in mind, but I don't want to say them and sound foolish. But I'm gonna look that up. I'm sure there is because it was something that was related to.
That ain't start Darnell, so go ahead, Charlie.
well, hold on a second. And
So,
another thing too is that has anyone ever heard of a woman that is colorblind? It practically doesn't exist. Most women are not colorblind, but most men are.
Well, I would
Nigga,
say
I see
most.
colors fine. What? See Darnell like
No,
getting
colorblind
on.
doesn't mean you can't see colors. It just means you
There's
might
certain colors
see,
you can't
yeah,
see.
you might see red as pink, like a different shade. Doesn't mean you can't
Well,
see.
like my father, he's colorblind. He can't distinguish between a red light and a green light. The only way he can tell the difference is because one is always positioned standardized.
Nah,
You
he
know,
got something else. He ain't colorblind.
no, he's colorblind.
Well, he
He
can't
is
tell the
colorblind.
difference between a red and a green. How? I
Yeah.
think
It
it's
looks
one
the
of his
same.
color nodes.
It looks the same to him.
Ain't no fucking
Yeah,
word. Though.
there's a
Listen,
slight
listen,
difference,
I
but
could,
it's
I
still
could put him.
minority.
I could put him on right now, and he'll tell you.
You don't need to put them on.
You,
Just
you don't
type
have
it
to
in
do
the
that,
chat.
Darnell.
Yeah,
Like,
I
yeah,
like
just
when
come.
people do it.
I'm just saying. I mean, you guys don't believe me. I mean, the man he's been colorblind his whole life.
He got diagnosed. Did the doctor tell him he was colorblind, or did he just say
Which
that?
is why men
No,
are
the Navy
going off.
found out he was
Oh
colorblind. I
shit!
think
Shout out to OTO for the fact. Shout out to that. I just learned something tonight. That's worth the price of entry, guys. So once again, man, everybody said anything? OTO, you want to say your outro before we get up out of here?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I wouldn't call myself, and I'm putting on the 30 seconds right here. I wouldn't call myself no feminist. I would just say shout outs to the feminists. I really don't have no problem or no beef with them. They liberated me. So shout outs to them. I don't see the world through those constructs anymore. So shout outs to them for doing that. But outside of that, man, I think other people are just people. As you could see, people lack accountability across the board. It's not only women, it's men too. And so at the end of the day, we're just people. We got different biologies. That's about it. Peace out.
Shout out to you. Listen, dead on time. KB, can you set a 30-second timer for you, bro?
Nah, I don't really got much to say. That's all.
Oh, okay. You don't want to say nothing on behalf of women before you get up out of here?
Man, y'all smoking crack rocks, bro. Come on. It's like, what else is there to say? Hey, bitch, I'm better than you. Why am I better? Because I could do more. I could lift, and I could firefight and fight. I mean, bro.
Now, I generally
Shit.
believe like it's
Come on,
brothers
man.
like y'all that like you and Darnell that exist because y'all think y'all get more box by being on the woman's side.
Nah,
So,
it ain't even that. I'm just a fan of equal rights, bro. Just give them equal
Yeah.
rights. That's all. And equal
You-
treatment, fair
you know
treatment.
what?
That's all I'm on. That's all I'm on the side of. Just fair treatment. Like,
know
fuck
what's
you.
funny?
You're in a workplace, and then somebody's like, "Oh, men are better than you. You can't get this promotion even though you've been working here for 3 years." Fuck that, man. Come on.
that's crazy. Nobody said that.
You know what's
That's the
funny?
one you
Like,
say that.
Bro
Women,
was
wait,
about to
wait,
wake
wait,
up
wait.
his father
KB, you
to
don't
prove
think
a
women
point.
have equal rights right now on the job market?
No, I think they do have equal rights.
You don't think they
I'm
have
not.
excessive rights? Hold up. You don't think they have excessive rights above and beyond what men have as far as rights?
No, I don't think so. I don't really think so. Nah.
Hell no.
Hey, Ronnie, we gotta keep in mind, bro is 12. He still drink juicy juice and shit like that. So let's take that into consideration.
He got
I
juice.
really got. Wait, Ronan, when was the last time you had a job, Ronan?
He's over there sucking on juice boxes.
Me want more looking at. But here's the thing, man. This is Charlie Chan TV, man. We appreciate each and every one of you guys pulling up, man. Pull up on the next time. Listen, our good brother KB said, like, they may not give you a notification, but they may do because Darnell said he got the notification. Hit the subscribing notification. That way you could be informed of whenever we have these great conversations, and you can even chime in. Like I say, I like to think about this as like interactive radio without the music. You could listen, or you could listen until you hear something you don't like, or you do like, and you could chime in. Over here at Charlie Chan TV, man, we like to be able to debate in a very civil and respectful way. So my job is not to make sure this is not an echo chamber. You see, we got the male feminists on here, we got OTO on here. All three people have completely.
Hey, came up, y'all. Came up.
Have completely different views and stuff like that. No, I don't. No, it's our body, our choice type of niggas. They not gonna cam up.
I already cammed up. I mean, what do you want to say?
No, we want the women to see who's championing them. Be proud.
Champion.
Wait a minute.
Nigga, champion. How is that chat? Oh shit, you equal. Nigga, why is this so controversial in this community to just be like men and women are equal? Why is that so
That's not
controversial?
controversial. You see, you trying to get some box out the deal. That's what
I'm
you
not trying to get boxed at the
You
deal,
over
but
here
I'm like,
fighting
bro, there was a
everybody.
time where a lot of people didn't even think black people were equal to the white man. Come on.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
Darnell.
Come on.
Hey, now they connecting it. Now they connected it to women who enslaved other black men.
Don't
Like, what
whitewash
y'all doing,
history.
bro? Stupid, bro.
Don't
They was
whitewash
enslaving
history.
other black men.
Goddamn.
Regardless if
Hey,
they had power or not, they still had the ability to enslave black men.
Hey,
so
hey,
I don't know
all
why we sitting up
all
here
I-
you
all I
capping
can
for
say-
women.
All I can say is the KKK can retire their sheets because now they got Charlie Chan and 020
Shit.
doing their
That's
job for them.
crazy.
Hey, shout outs to them. Shout outs to them.
That's
They can.
crazy.
Nah,
They can. Let me
Charlie
get
the
the
type to dog.
let
You
me
would probably
take
dog
let
out
me
Rosa
take
Parks on
charge.
that bus, huh? Oh, he don't.
That's crazy.
Mr. White Man, sir,
Yeah,
he not
let
getting
me
up,
take
sir.
charge. You
You know,
damn
y'all
right. The
ain't here,
KKK can
Mr. White Man,
retire.
sir.
I'm on their ass now. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, man. We got hey, shout out to everybody on the panel that got thick skin. Listen, anybody that's watching, nobody really truly hate each other over here because that doesn't pay. We just be giving each other a hard time a lot of the time. But not sure you KB is not 12. He do like juicy juices and stuff and pre-suns, but he is not 12. So shout out to him. Shout out to Darnell. Man, both of you guys are great sportsmen, and we appreciate each and every one of you guys for pulling up and supporting, and each and every one of you guys for being on the panel. So, with that being said, this is Charlie Chan TV. This is Charlie Chan with Charlie Chan TV, and we in over and out.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out the travel corner, the undisputed global contender, TV. Yeah. Bell ring, ding. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Step in the ring, yeah, he the man. Passport stand, I watch him land. Heavyweight moves, world in his hands. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Gloves laced tight, camera in hand. Every city turned to a fan. Main event, every time he land. Walk in the ring like Rio Carnival. Brazil nights, feel unstoppable. Boca Chica sand, tactical. Blue mall drip, fashionable. Oxy vibes, traveler excellence. Yacht life, waves that presence. Designer breakfast, elegance. Camera steady, intelligence. Mr. Flight still made it, turn setbacks into greatness. Every L built patience, now the arena shaking. He don't throw punches, he throw punches. Left hook angles, confidence. Right hook at his dominance. Heavyweight grind, no nonsense. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Step in the rain, yeah, he the man. Passport stand, I watch him land. Heavyweight move, world in his hand. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Gloves laced tight, camera in hand. Every city turned to a fan. Main event, every time he land. Carnival lights, championship. Brazilian nights, ownership. Ocean waves, that motion grip. Camera lock, no focus slip. Every vlog like title defense. Every upload makes silence tense. Algorithm can't stop the champ. He move global, no fence. Polo, fresh, clean, fit. Breakfast, views, lead, mix. He saying rounds, 3-minute clips. Every trip hit peak, metrics. He ain't loud, but the moves speak. From Island Heat to city streets. From turbulence to front row seats. Now the whole crowd on their feet. They doubted the vision, he tightened the gloves. They questioned the grind, he rose above. Now the lights flash bright, every city prime time. Every vlog prime time, yeah, prime time. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Main event across the land, yeah. From beachside sand to the stand. Heavyweight with the camera in hand. Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan, Charlie Chan. Bell ring loud, he don't stand. World tour written in the plan. Undisputed, travel chant. If you want it even more aggressive,